Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures back in positive territory this morning. S&P 500 set to possibly finally close above that prior all-time high, all-time closing high, that is, that we set way back in February. Coming off decent performance yesterday. We failed to actually close above that all-time high. Speaking of all-time highs, Home Depot shares set to open at all-time highs following a solid earnings report from the home improvement retailer. Walmart shares, speaking of retailers, also at all-time highs here in the pre-market after a solid report from Walmart as well. There's another SPAC to look at today in the EV space. So we'll have a look at Hennessy Capital Acquisition coming to market with another electric vehicle company. And Tesla shares, speaking of electric vehicle companies, also set to open at all-time highs. See a little bit of a theme happening here this morning. It is Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There's a look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see a little bit of positivity coming through in Shanghai and in India, and Nifty nicely higher up, more than 1%. Korea to the downside. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far. A bit of a mixed session here so far. Italy leading the way to the upside, up about 0.5%. Everything else pretty mixed. We'll have a look at North America next and see, futures back in positive territory, but only just. The NASDAQ up 0.4% for U.S. markets, leading the way. Brazil's open already, trading up 1.5%. Bitcoin to the downside today. We have crude in negative territory, and also gold back to the upside, full percent to the upside for gold. Speaking of gold, guys, Barrick Gold, one we were looking at yesterday after the Warren Buffett investment, higher again this morning. Another one on the move, but a whole bunch of all-time highs all over the place today.
Yep. I mean, retail. I mean, look, all the news, we talked about it all the time with vaccine coming back into play here. Brendan just mentioned a story there about J&J getting the human trials going in Brazil now. So, yeah, I just think with the more there's going to be plays here on, the reopening of the economy. And then you have, it's really sad that this is happening, but you have big companies like Walmart and Target and Home Depot and Lowe's that are really squashing all of the small businesses. It's really sad for small businesses. They weren't even allowed to open during the pandemic, and it looks like Walmarts and Home Depots of the world have really ate their lunch and continue to do so as they're making all-time highs. Look, it's great for the street and bad for small-town America for sure.
Yeah, that's sort of been the theme for quite some time now, just speeding up that trend continuously. That interesting that J&J news. I mean, Brazil's up there 1.5%. Don't know if that's going to be the reason. Certainly, there's going to be a lot to watch today. We talked about Tesla breaking through 1,700 and now 2,000, right around that doorstep. So it should be very interesting. Not the only name in the space on the move, of course. Candy, not everybody's favorite looking vehicle. But maybe they look a little bit cute. Who knows? Getting a bit of a bump ahead of their live event. I think is going to be today. And then, of course, we're watching Plug, Neo. All of these names should be in play once again today, Brendan.
The car is smiling. How can you not like a car that smiles at you? KNDI having an event this afternoon, live online virtual event to launch their U.S. market. But we'll get into all of that coming up. First, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. I wish you a great trading day, and we're here as usual to make it only better. Please sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat, and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. And guys, please smash the like button and show your support. Let's get it started, and back to Brandon.
Yeah, let's get started here, guys. We'll have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on in the show. Around 11:45, my button is not working, Robbie, just a note, but we'll have another educational video coming up for you around 11:45, 11:50. Valeria will have the link in the chat for you. Stick around for that. Let's jump into what is coming or what is moving around in the pre-market this morning. Mentioned it off the top there. Walmart earnings after market yesterday, guys. They saw their online e-commerce business nearly double. Quarter over quarter, that was thanks to the pandemic, everyone at home, shopping at home. Yeah, e-commerce sales up 97%. Huge number for them. Operating income rose 8.5% to $6.1 billion in the quarter. However, Walmart now, I just noticed, negative on the morning.
Yeah, we saw this with
Yeah.
a few earnings here, and obviously expectations were lower, but they completely blew it out of the water here. And if they want to sell, it seems like they're going to be going ahead and doing that. Just to give you a bit of a look here, look, this is even with this pullback, you're watching Walmart still right at that 134 hump level that was holding from earlier in July, guys. So let's watch this. If we can hold that 134 range, I think that's going to be the bullish sign we're looking for. The fact that the news gets sold. When you have a ramp up like this, you're talking about 118, all the way up to like a 140 move in just a matter of a few weeks here. So nothing bad against Walmart, but profit taking does happen, and we're seeing a bit of that today. 134 is going to be that key level for me, and that's exactly where we're holding right now. If we can't hold this, I'll look for better support later, but I'd love to get a ramp off this price.
Look, yesterday, guys, we closed here 136-ish, let's call it that. And I think we get back there. So let's go for a gap fill on this one. It's not much of a gap because it's traded through it, but I just think we get back to yesterday's closing price, which was yesterday's high, 136 and change. And just like we did yesterday, get ready, because if Walmart wants to get back to this level, I think we should be able to at least see 138-ish up here, top range. And then if we can break that, look, I mean, this was just huge on that 97%. I tweeted that out on, that big, huge beat. Couldn't believe it when I saw it go all the way to 140. This is a huge stock with a huge float. And yeah, lots of damage to be done on Walmart today. 136.25 is really going to be the go spot. I did write down 133 as the bottom because we're going to break 130. We're breaking 134 right now. So I think that you got to give yourself a little bit more room. And 2 days ago close was 133. So basically you're in this $3 gap. Use appropriate shares. I think you can have a winner today on Walmart, just like we did yesterday, first trade.
Another blowout report on the earnings front, guys. Home Depot just surpassing every estimate that was set for them, including same-store sales. That was a big number. 23.4% increase in same-store sales in their latest quarter. That was versus an expectation of 10.5%, so more than double what was expected. Net income rose to $4.3 billion, or about $4 and change per share. But again, HD here just about to go negative on the morning.
Home Depot, you say? Yeah, look, the imbalance locator doesn't really show anything here for Home Depot at all, so we'll have to wait to see 400,000 shares today on Home Depot. Nothing on here to look at. You did have another beat. It's the same story. I did want to give a shout out to our good friend Airplane Jane watching today, another fellow Canadian there watching, well, living in Canada, watching us, and thank you for supporting the show as well. But 288 in change to the downside right now, and we're already, we've broken through VWAP. Look at the daily chart on Walmart here. It's just, it's a beast. What else can you say? From 140, a double from the bottom in March, which is big for a company like this. Walmart hasn't doubled. Home Depot continues to shine. We're not going to touch 300 today. 288, nah, probably not. But you did have some bunching up here, 282. The bottom of that is 279. So for me, this is a 3-minute chart. Not too many levels to break through. There is some consolidation right here. So I think at 292, we can get back up there. It's still $4 away. The spread could be nasty here when we open up. So for me, I'd rather look at Walmart a little less priced and a little more defined on the ranges. So for me, Neil, it's 292 on this one. I don't want to go short these names.
No, I don't want to short Home Depot. I have 287 afternoon support going into the earnings report. If it can hold that price, I mean, we're not getting 300 today. It doesn't really feel like that's a possibility, but maybe certainly by the end of this week, if we can hold that support today, that'd be fantastic at 287. If we roll through that price, even breakdown trades I would never like in a Home Depot off the open, even if I wanted to short it, and that's because of the spread, which we always talk about here. And I'm looking at, right now it's actually not that bad. It's actually a 40-cent spread overall, but I saw a little bit bigger than that a few times this morning. So I would watch out for any breakdowns if you're looking at that. If you have a long in front of that support area, just consider it. I'm looking at 287. If it breaks that, you could, instant tick could be down 50 or 60 cents right away.
So another day, guys, another all-time high for Tesla. We are gapping up once again, the 5th day in a row since the 5-to-1 split announced beginning of last week. So we're higher again today. It was above 1900 last I checked. We are indeed still trading above 1900 for Tesla. I mean, what do we do at this point with this thing?
Yeah, I mean, there was 1420 break,
we hit this sign.
1500 break. You got to hit that sign, electrifying things. There was the 1700 and 1685 break from yesterday. today, I'm pretty sure I said this on the show. If I didn't, I know we talked about, certainly it was talked about after the first day we mentioned 2000, which was a few weeks ago. I'm likely to take a shot in front of 2K. Sort of had that plan in front of 1500, depending on how it went up there. But we've turned around at 1940, just shy of 1940 actually in the pre-market here. If it makes a run and I get a shot to look at that 2000 first time through with a stop up there, maybe that's going to be an interesting selling point. It would be interesting for me if we can, even get a dip opportunity. Let me just quickly look at the 3, just so you can see. There isn't, with a gap up like this, rather looking at morning pre-market support, you're looking at previous break, or you're watching all the way back into this like 1770, 1780 range until you find some real support. So if you're talking about dip buys, I'm not seeing some obvious opportunities. It really feels like the first trade could be just short in front of 2000 on Tesla for me.
Yes, exactly. Tesla should be a good one today. You just nailed it there. If we can get up to 2,000, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm long this name, so it's great. You do have the 5-to-1 split coming as of August 31st, so that could be, that is most likely one of the indicators there to come through. But a few dark prints. We know who's famous for that, guys. That's another airplane chain shout out right there. But IDRV, that was another one that I was looking at. And again, this is from Airplane Jane. There's no real volume going on here, but this is iDrive. It's a brand new ETF. I did want to look at it just for you traders out there. $17 bottom there, now making 32. It's a new ETF with electrical vehicles, so you can watch that. A little disappointing here. It's only 146 shares on the day, but Tesla, Neil, you just hammered that. Look, if we break through 1920, it's a go, and it has to be a go because people can't get caught short. We looked up the short squeeze yesterday. I think it was 8%, Brendan. So 8% on this kind of a market cap is quite large. Let's see what happens today through 1920.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, Sean, you and I were kind of joking about this yesterday afternoon, that Wedbush price target increase yesterday that happened on the stock from 1,800 to 1,900. You kind of referred to it as if it was a $18 stock being, upgraded to $19. So here we are now above 1,900 for Tesla. Speaking of electric vehicles, we'll go on to the latest SPAC here, guys. Hennessy Capital acquisition, the latest special purpose acquisition company, teaming up with Canoe Holdings Limited, an electric vehicle startup. They're already working apparently with Korea's Hyundai on multiple different projects in the EV space. So they're going to be coming to market in Q4 of this year via merger with Hennessy Capital. The ticker, once complete, is going to be CNOO. For the time being, we can have a look at it with HCAC, guys, on the NASDAQ.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see with this one. There's so many SPACs, and this is in the right space at least. You're already seeing Hennessy come back quite heavily here. It already pulled back $1 from pre-market levels. The volume is good. If you look at this from the daily chart perspective, this is a pretty ugly looking daily chart. Very, very choppy whippy action, but it's been in a downtrend coming into this. There's been some support at this 1050 level, so I guess it could be good for a bounce here. I don't know what to make of this ahead of the announcement. I think SPAC was hit or miss for a day trade. There was a couple of solid days in there. Look, if we can bounce off that 1050, fair enough. It would be much more interesting if we got a break around 11 bucks to take advantage of. I just don't love the way this is sold in. I'm likely to at least try to take a shot at 11 when it breaks to the upside. I don't think it's going to be that like a make or break position. 3 million shares is okay. It's in play. We're definitely going to be watching it. I think maybe a consolidation and then an afternoon break could be interesting as well. So let me just pencil in that 11 to the upside on HCAC. I'm just going to call it Hennessy.
Thanks. I just seeing another fake account for me here on Twitter. So thank you to Sean for messaging me that one. Please, guys, if you see any fake accounts for myself, Brendan, or Neil, Valeria doesn't have one yet, or Trader TV Live, definitely hit that up. Look, Hennessy, I'm still on Tesla, still looking at that one. The only thing interesting about that SPAC is its name, Brendan. It got me excited. I thought we were going to talk about Hennessy, but instead we're talking about another electric vehicle SPAC. So for me, I own SPAQ, which is the Fisker one in my own portfolio. We'll wait on that. I mean, how many of these can we get involved with? It's an interesting chart. Neil just ran over the levels. I don't have much to say on that other than the technical breakdown that Neil gave.
I'll add one more to the list here. This one moving around yesterday, guys. We could throw my screen up real quick. SHLL, another one with EV ties as well. Look at the daily chart here. 1, 2, 3, 4 days straight to the upside here. We're now back above that 2750 area that was so key over a couple of weeks back for SHLL, another SPAC in the EV space. To have a look at. Seems to be a growing group, obviously. Kohl's, let's go back to retail land here. Kohl's reported their earnings were actually not bad. It was a smaller than expected loss. They've seen the rebound a little bit quicker than some other competitors because of stores reopening. But Kohl's net income narrowed to 47 million or 30 cents a share from 241 million. Obviously, with the pandemic, not a lot of people shopping at Kohl's stores, guys.
No, they're not.
I mean, look, if they're going to sell Home Depot and Walmart off of their earnings, I mean, Kohl's, you can't expect it to have held up. I was looking at 2350. Kohl's, it's on 1.2 million shares now, but when I was watching it a little bit earlier on, it was very light volume, coming back in and trying to hold this 2350 area. So I don't know that that key level is going to give us any kind of a chance to play around with unless there's some kind of a miracle 10% rally to the upside that I don't see necessarily coming. I'm watching 22 if it can break. I think if you're looking for breakbacks to the upside, much rather do it in Walmart or Home Depot than in Kohl's. So I don't know if I'm going to be trading this 22 even break. If the space keeps falling, like if we do see Walmart break through support, if you see Home Depot break through support, I think Kohl's might be the place to jump to a short. That right now it looks like at 21 even. If we can cash that off the open, maybe that will be interesting.
Again, like today, this is just going to be another little sleepy day. It looks like on the market here on a Tuesday in the summertime. I mean, I don't even see anything other than Barrick Gold up here on the imbalance locator. What this is the market on open orders and the interest, right? I don't even see KSS even on here, which is a surprise considering it's 1.5 million shares done today. Look, this is such an easy breakdown here, 2150. It's probably going to happen before the market even opens, but if it doesn't, then yeah, this is slam central time here. Let's go 2150 is right here. Now it just broke, so I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll go short a little bit right now, but I do like this play 2140. Now it just keeps going. So these are the shorts that we like, guys. KSS on the downside. They don't like it, neither do I. Down 9%.
Just seeing a headline on Take-Two Interactive here. They're picking up mobile app developer Playdots for 192 million. Playdots, a private company, but TTWO involved in a little deal there this morning for 190 million. Speaking of Barrick Gold, you just mentioned it there, Sean. 2 days in a row on the Warren Buffett news we mentioned yesterday. He disclosed, or Berkshire Hathaway, a big, massive, almost $800 million position in the company yesterday. Doesn't really compare to Berkshire's $89 billion position in Apple, but a pretty big bet on gold here.
Yeah, I mean, look, follow Uncle Warren wherever he goes, I guess. Continues to be the play. Okay, so I did finally go short Kohl's, and guess what, guys? It's already 20 cents in the money, so mini bang. There we go. A little bit of a bang right there to start the day. We're short 2140. It's printing 2116s right now. Let's get out a little bit of 21 there for a nice little 40-cent win to punch this stock in the face to start the day. Your boy did it again, but let's see. We didn't get out yet, so we don't know. Okay, the name that you were talking about was gold, and that's what we went over to before KSS. Look, big move yesterday. Uncle Warren steps in. He stepped in on Thursday or Friday, I believe. It got bumped up yesterday big time. You see the price of gold is marching up. I mean, it did pull back a little bit from 2,100, but there you go, $26 yesterday. Then it opens up to a lot of fanfare. Has a real hard time for some reason breaking 30 and a quarter yesterday. So that's kind of strange to me, why it did struggle to break that. And then today we open up much, much higher. So I don't know. Let's check out GLD over there on the Amex. I didn't see what gold was doing today, Brendan, when you did review that, but you could see here the bullion itself, the GLD, which is the Amex cover of gold. You could see up to 189 again. So obviously Barrick goes as gold goes. A couple of tailwinds there. Warren Buffett and the fact that gold is moving up makes this such a spicy play for us once again on Barrick Gold.
Yeah, it was interesting that the breakout was solid at 30 yesterday, but like you said, that 30 quarter running into trouble. The pullback was a much better eventual play, and I'm looking at both the pre-market bottom at 30.88, but the previous level that I had from yesterday's action, which was 30.65, we thought we could get to on that initial push. I'll look for that to be supported in the event that there's any kind of a dip. When I look at what happened, it was a good trade overall. So we remained positive on it. Certainly, it was a missed opportunity not buying the deeper dip on gold. That was a much better play. So let's look for that as a possibility. First at 30.80 and then 30.65 as well if there's any kind of a dip buy on gold. You got to make sure you're tracking spot price as well, just to make sure there isn't anything crazy going on in the overall space. You don't want to get caught buying into a dip, not realizing what's actually happening in the overall metals market.
A few more to get through here, guys. I want to talk about Candy Technologies just because we have to show this car one more time. The live event, online event happening this afternoon. Yeah, go ahead, Robbie, throw the car up. We'll have a look at the smiling electric vehicle. Yeah, their live virtual event starting, I believe it's this afternoon, to launch their U.S. debut of that car and another one. In the U.S. They're also talking about coming into Canada, Mexico, all of North America. So Candy Technologies, little two-day bump here. They're gapping higher after a nice move up yesterday as well.
Yeah, I mean, outside of there was one day that made a parabolic, well, there's a couple of days of parabolic move. We're trying to break through this sort of $10.75, $11 area, which would be a secondary push for them. You are already seeing it bounce off of what was sort of a short-term support there, down around $8.50, $9. So, if we can catch this breakout, I mean, right now the pre-market high is going to be that $10.90. I think you're looking at like a $10.70 early move and then maybe add to a position at an 11. The downside here is, Tesla's doing all kinds of crazy action, fantastic, got good volume. Candy's done 200,000. The event's later on today. I can't promise that we're going to get the volume spike that we love, but if we do get a push and there's some actual interest in Candy, I actually need to see this open up and start really trading. I'd like that 10.90, 11 area break, probably prefer the even dollar, anticipating maybe, if it's still light trading, that there might be a pullback that we'd have to buy into as well.
Yeah, no matter what, you have to smash that 11 area there on Candy, KNDI. Look, it's up 200%, like we talked about there, in just over a couple months. This name just continues to rock and roll. KNDI here upside. We are short. We just talked about that. We're short KSS. And then Candy, yeah, look, take out the top, baby. That's what has been working for us in the past. Let's see if it can happen again for us today. KNDI, like Neil mentioned, though, the volume right now is just a small 200,000 shares. So, yeah, I'm with everybody on the chat there. It does not look like a very attractive car to me, but hey, I'm not going to be the one buying it. Others will, hopefully for them. So we'll wait to see. I'm sitting right here at 06 on KSS to take a 33-cent win on this first little spot, 34 cents, sorry. So we'll get out of some KSS and then watch it hopefully fall back down through, see again, my chart's not updating. KSS, we are short right there. We're going to watch it fall through 21 and then play it off there. But right now, KSS for a nice little win.
Worth mentioning, guys, Oracle up 2 and change % here on reports that they are now in the race for TikTok. So Oracle looking at TikTok, possibly acquiring the U.S. portion of TikTok. Sean, do you want to talk about Carnival Cruise here? There was an interesting story on Carnival out this morning. The stock really not doing a heck of a lot here in the pre-market, but there was a ransom attack. Some employee and guest or customer info was compromised, apparently. They didn't disclose, though, which brand, I guess, was the kind of question mark around that, was targeted in this attack.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It looks like they've thwarted said attack because nothing really happening right now to the stock. But we traded that yesterday. It was a fantastic little trade that we took. We took a long, I think, through 1485 and then got it out. Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was on this little bump right here. I tweeted that out as well. We went long down here on news that, hey, there it is. There's CCL with the big banger to start the day on CCL. Nice little win there. 35 pennies, like we said, and still moving down. But look, CCL has a bottom here of 1460. Look at the daily chart for more information on this one. We did stop yesterday down there. Here comes the daily, and we'll give that to you quick. 1381. We are below this 50 period. That's kind of a kill spot for me. That's $16. It's kind of hard to see because of the movements, but if I zoom in a little bit more here, what is this bottom? 14.15 could come into play. Ultimately, I'm waiting for a 13 break. That's not going to happen today. But CCL, to me, not really on my radar due to that news, just on my radar due to the overall market in in some of the moves there. But you come in, Brendan, today, and we're basically flat on the market. So that's why you have to trade names that are moving, just like this one. And there it is. Superman already in the building here. It's a light trade. It's not very many shares. We've get blown out too many times early on, but there it is. We're holding right now a 40+ penny. Well, if it breaks through 21, we're short at 40 right now. 35 penny winner right now on KSS. Take out half. Here goes 21, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to the overall market here. We'll have a look at the futures. Just big volume spike to the downside there. Let's bring in Arun and get his thoughts on this little move down. I guess a couple of handles here, Arun, to the downside on some volume.
Yeah, we're still in that area that I've been working since last week, around the 80 area. I honestly don't know what to do with this. The 80 moved to 85, and now the 85 moved to 90. So 90 is the level I'm looking at on the top end, 65 on the bottom. Anything in between, it's very hard to trade. Again, it's summertime, right? You got to judge your risk-reward ratios and be smart about it. And sometimes you think there's going to be a push through, and there really isn't any volume after the open. So I'm stuck here waiting at 90, 65 on the bottom. And if we can get a 90 break, I'm going to try to get as close to 90 as possible, given that the evens, the 3,400 even level is right above you, but there's a ton of action in front of it. So again, watching the risk-reward ratios, if I take the 90, I know I'm going to have to put up 25. It's going to potentially make 10 as it reaches 3,400, which is already skewed as it is. I'm not going to be willing to put up any more than that. The whole hope here is that once it gets past 3,400, you're going to get a run on stops that pushes it up to 3,405 and into the 10s very quickly. That is the whole bet here if we get through 90. If it creeps up, that's a different game. It's got to be traded differently. So for me, if it breaks 90, get it as close as possible to 90 to get that trade towards the 3,400 there, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, the market really struggling to get above that all-time high and actually close up there above that all-time high. One more really tiny one to have a look at here, guys. Forward Industries, Ford, not Ford. Forward Industries, 55% here to the upside this morning. We're off the highs from aftermarket. This news came out yesterday. Aftermarket, they acquired another company in their space, smaller company in their space. So big pop on that news to 260, 250. And then 230 to 225 was kind of this resistance area that we saw in the pre-market already. Held 2, which was not a good sign if you're on the short side, but needs to get through 2 to see any move to the downside. This thing barely trades, $13 million market cap, so careful on the short side for Ford. Not that Ford, Forward Industries, guys.
So I'm not short Ford right now. I mean, I love that you gave 2 notes about being careful. I'm looking at sort of the same thing here. We always say this, look, whether you're shorting Tesla, which you got to watch out for the short interest, it's all relative here. 8% in Tesla short interest is huge, went from a notional value. But if you're trading in Ford with a small cap like this, micro cap actually, you've got to be watching out for the availability of shares. It's going to do like half its float before the market even opens here. So you got to have a stop and have an idea to the upside. This 235 area, first it was 228. It did a test through, just wicked higher, and then it came back in immediately. So I'm shorting this retracement here. I want to see if I can get some out in front of this 198 hold or $2, whatever you call it, and then see if you can't work the trade further back down. 137 was the previous close, so we'll look for that, as an ultimate target, which is a pipe dream. 150 is a little bit more realistic if it comes all the way through. But I got to have a stop in that 235 area off of the open. I can't let it go too far. Liquidity is solid, but that can drive rather quickly on those opening wicks, guys. So watch out for that one. Here comes that 21 on calls. I hate this trade in like the first 2 minutes. I never seem to have any success with that, guys. I do want to jump to one we had from yesterday on our watch list, Sorrento Therapeutics. It's only slightly up after pulling back in, guys, holding this like 1230-ish area. I was watching 1175 on any dip is going to be support for me. I'm going to be involved in that price, any kind of a play there. I do have a 1350 level, so not this 1320 top. 1350 is also a big level to the upside on Sorrento. I'm looking at this break here about a 1280 to the upside to get you into that 1350 range, guys. So Sorrento back in play after some good trades in both directions yesterday.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, we've got on that 45 penny winner right now on KSS. So, but like Neil said, we want to go more shares at some point, not port. We're not drinking port or
we could.
Yet. Okay, Walmart. This is the level I wanted. I wanted this right here, 135.50. It just did break. You might have heard me curse under my breath. This is the level, unfortunately, that I wanted to trade off of, and now it's broken through. So we have to hopefully this will fade back in here off off the open. No really imbalanced locators to see here on Walmart. I don't even see them anywhere unless I'm blind. We will check NEO very soon. Now it's coming back in. We're very, very happy to have on the bell today, you know, obviously a good friend of ours and one of our favorite traders on the floor. Mr. Gus is in the building. There he is,
buddy.
With the multiple thumbs up. I know he's your favorite as well. Some comments from the chat. So let's see what Gus wants to do today. And you know what? If possible, we'll get Gus back on around 11 o'clock or so and give his opinion on how he trades today. But let's count this sucker down, Neil, because there's only 10 seconds to go right now.
You better believe it. Let's drop it down
Walmart.
here.
Screw you, Walmart.
Don't break it, Gus. I know you're excited here. Market about to open. 3, 2, and 1. Here it comes.
It's open. The market is now open. Thank you so much, Gus, for that. We'll check back with you later. Have a blessed day trading, needless to say. So we're already supermaning this one as KSS continues to fall down. Walmart, unfortunately, we did not get into it. Damn it, I had it all set up and ready to lock and load, just like our watch list was talking about. Walmart to the upside, still upside movements in Walmart. I wanted 135.50. We pegged that in the pre-market, but we didn't take it. Darn it, that's one day it works, one day it doesn't. I stay away from the pre-market. Hopefully Walmart can fall, and then we'll go ham when it comes back.
And a bit of a fall here in Tesla, so you can kind of, that 1920, maybe we'll get that play at some point. Back below 1900, I mean, I didn't have anything on dip buys. You can try 1865. We also were talking much deeper that I don't think we can get too interested in until we get back up to this 1920, I don't think. Going to stay away from Tesla, at least in the short term here. We still have that Ford. It's managing to hold on a little bit here to this little downside play, but I want to get back to one other name here, and that's going to be RXT. We didn't talk about Rackspace. Apologies for that. He had a lot to get to. It made a bit of a double top here pre-market. Watch this 1919. 20 even would be the break that I'd be looking at, but that looks like it's a big time resistance point after this little spike off the open, so keep that in mind. RXT still in play from yesterday's action.
Okay, good. Good looks there on all these stocks. We're looking for something still. Home Depot. So I'm going to take Walmart if we do break above the day high here of 137.80 or so, whatever that is here in the intraday high, not the pre-market high. So look at KSS. There it is. We go to nice little bang city right there. Holy wow! What a trade on this one. We fall down. The money keeps coming in. We tweeted this out. This was on our watch list. Follow me at TraderTV Sean. We keep on tanking down to $20. Wow, a nice little dollar in the money on KSS. Let's get out and see how this one wants to act. But big time profits on this. Nice trade to start the day. We miss Walmart, but we do not miss KSS. Hit the bangers for you to start the day again. What up, Jarhead? What up, Brent?
JD.com, guys. Huge spike here on JD.com. Just went from 68 to 71 here. Going to double check on that, but big move on JD, guys.
Yeah, and we talked about we didn't talk about NBY here, guys. Just where they Nova Bay did launch one of their products at Walmart. It's going to be their I don't know, it's that facial sanitizer. So big bump to the upside, 42%. It just reversed off the pre-market high, 140. I don't like 140 breaks. I'd prefer 150, 125 kill zone. That'd be a short for me. But it looks like it is ramping to the upside potentially for a 150 break. Watch out for support at 125, and then you can catch a bounce there. I got that forward to the south side. It's starting to work for us short, but it's got to break 2 even before it gets too interesting to me. This market's going sideways, but watch out now for NBY. Nova Bay could make a break off that 140 towards that 150, which I like.
Okay, Nova Bay, yeah. We're also waiting for Walmart to go as well here. Oh, wow. Okay, Walmart, I see what you're doing now. All the way back down, so this may be a good opportunity to hit this Walmart. What's up, Bren?
Yeah, multiple upgrades, guys, on JD.com. Susquehanna, we had Benchmark, Stifle also raising their price target on JD.com. A little bit of movement yesterday as far as Trump putting more restrictions on Huawei and products or suppliers to Huawei yesterday in the U.S. So the China-U.S. tensions related to this as well. But huge move up on JD here, 4% still, guys.
Right.
Yeah, I want to bring you guys back to CVAC. Of course, that was the recent IPO. It tried to break 71. We had a good short on this yesterday's action. We're going to try again today. If it breaks through 21 even, watch out this little 70 area from pre-market, afternoon yesterday could be another level. I'm taking 71 short, looking to see if we can scalp some to 70. Then a 70 break will be in play. If the floodgates want to take 67, I'll be all over that as well. But trying to stay short side as long as we hold this 75, 70 from the pre-market. Daily chart's not going to tell you anything with an IPO. All you have is yesterday's price action to be involved with.
Yeah, KSS falling down, so is Walmart a little bit here. We're going to give this one all the way to 135. Here it comes, like right downside now, Walmart. Fading off of that big number today. We are long 136.23. Not big shares, not like what we had yesterday. It didn't act the way we wanted it. We did want this break here, 135.50. So that's where we're back right now. Might be a good spot to average into a couple shares here on Walmart. We'll see about doing that right now, and there we go. We take a little bit more in the 40s there, waiting for 135 to drop. When that does drop, we'll be out of this one. 135 is going to be our kill spot. We just average in right there to Walmart. I think we can have a big one here. We're also going to go longer if it does get above 136.50. We're putting all of our apples right now in the Walmart horse, and there it goes, breaking back down. So we'll have to give that one more shot. We're out of Walmart on that 135 break. What up, Brent?
C Limited, guys, SE in New York up 13% after earnings as well. They reported this morning earnings were better than expected. Big gap up. You can see in the pre-market here. Yeah, nice move on huge volume through 150, which is all-time highs for SE. Guys.
You know what we do if we come out of Brent with a winner? We go yeehaw action. We just talked about that 71 break. Quick scalp for 80 pennies on that CVAC through 71. Gonna hold on to 2/3. I mentioned on a 70 push, we're looking at 67 as the next leg to the downside. So if we can break 70, we'll add to this nice little morning here. Ford also got a re-entry price for me here, up around 225. We'll recap that in a bit, but CVAC, look, we talked about the possibility of this actually coming back in. It looks like that's gonna be in play again today. Just worth jumping quickly back to the 3 so you can see yesterday's bottoms. We'll take some more shares out on the 70 break if we get something for a $2 win. Then we're looking for our target down here at 67. This is what the structure is all about, just playing that afternoon range, guys. Already got the second leg, so we'll go with a hot dog winner. I don't know why, just because sometimes I like watching that one. I have no idea what the music is. Let me know what that is, if it's any good.
Yeah, okay, Walmart, we're back into Walmart right now. And another banger, guys. This is an 80-90 cent win right here. We're back at 135.25 off that failed break. So I'm still on a 3-minute chart here for you. Let me put it back to 1. This is taking off our watch list, man. Walmart, big time trading to the upside right now. We've got lots of shares on board here, making everything back last time that we gave up. So watch Walmart here. Nice little trade. Yes, sir. A nice little dollar win right now. So yes, we slay that dragon on WMT. Let's take a little bit more out here. Nice little run to the upside. We're still going to go long if we can through 136.50. Unfortunately, they did wick us out there at 135, but on the rejection of that, we get right back in. As you can see, breaks, then back in, then out again right there in the 40s. Big time trading right now on Walmart. $1.20 now in the money as we go. Look, we take a 60-cent hit there, and then we rush this upside now with a big time trade. We just miss a big buy there on a 136 break, 136.50 break, but that's okay. We've already got this down. $1.40 now in the money on Walmart. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm watching a Home Depot try to get back to that 287 level that I liked. No break on this one yet, but it has made a bit of a bottom as well at 283. Now, I need to see it hold that sort of pre-market low. I'll have a losing trade today, and it's going to be the roller coaster that Ford is, and that's not Ford Motor Company, guys. Ford, this is on our watch list. Forward Technologies, busting through this 235. You got to have a stop when you're shorting this. Micro cap central, guys, 13 million at least. Well, a little more than that now that it's up 70%. Another bump to the upside. Brennan, what do you got?
Another one, guys. Oracle, we mentioned right before the open there, up 3% now, just kind of flirting with these highs from the pre-market. 55.70 to 55.80, those wicks up there. Again, some interest apparently from Oracle in TikTok, guys.
I really like that Oracle trade. It's funny you just brought that up because it was actually just on my radar. Look at Walmart. Mini bang. There it is. A little bang for you right there to go. Yeah, I hear everyone laughing at the mini bang, but we got to do that for now, guys. 136.90 going to the upside. $1.50 in the money here. I told you about Walmart today. That's back-to-back jacks. Follow me on Twitter. It's on our watch list. We just crushed that one going upside on there. So a beautiful trade on Oracle or on Walmart. I just wish that we had not gotten this wick down there, and that's going to happen to the best of us, and it does today. 134.80 out, but then we regroup and get right back in at 135.28. So it's okay. We just take the loss, but it didn't have to be if we would have waited a little bit longer. So there it is, 135.26, making all that money backside now with a $1.50 win on Walmart. Your boy did it again. What up, B?
Freeport McMoran, guys. FCX here having a nice day so far, almost 3% on decent volume, straight to the upside, 14.25 to 14.50. Just be careful. This level up here 1475 highs, recent highs for this thing. Carl Icahn, a couple of days ago, I didn't see this, but Carl Icahn disclosing a big stake in FCX, guys.
Uncle Carl?
Yeah.
What? Uncle Carl didn't even phone me
moves.
on that one.
Watch out for
He's out of my
SRNE.
will.
Sorrento, guys, making a break towards its high of the day. Watch the 1280 on any kind of a pullback. We're also looking at 1321. The pre-market top could go. I like a 1350 level for an instant target. Off of that, I'm also going to reload in CVAC as we get another price back into the 71. So we already took $1, then $2 on CVAC. Now we're going to reload that one. Sorrento now going to be in play. Look, another dollar push off the open. Let's see if it can take out that top, guys. MICT, look, another micro cap that Brendan mentioned to us just before the open here. A couple of volatility halts already. It looks like it's coming back in. It was up 82%, but there's now a downward halt. If this breaks 6, the floodgates could really open. So watch out for MICT on the south side of $6. This could go back to that. I mean, not saying it's going to 350 where it closed yesterday, but certainly at least $1 move in there for you if it breaks 6.
Yeah, we're just cashing in. We just got out some more Walmart there on this little VWAP possible break. So right now, we're just cruising with a 75-cent win on board right now on Walmart. So we'll wait to see what that does, if it could take out day's high. But big trade alert on there. We're 2 for 2 right now, guys. Walmart and KSS have been the flavors of the day here for me so far. And KSS absolutely destroyed. Just not enough shares there. So 21.40 all the way down here. 21.08. We take that out for that quick 40-cent scalp, 35-cent scalp off the open, and then let it drop down. Now it looks like it's trying to get a base. We're already pretty loaded up here, though, guys, with Walmart on the long. So right now, KSS, we'll see if that can be another winner for us on the long side of KSS. We're not in it yet, but we are looking to see where we could possibly take these shares here. Walmart, though, I'm still looking at 137. We have an order parked up there. If we can get that out, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, just still looking at Barrick Gold here, and we talked about the possibility of a dip buy being the better play. Maybe that's going to come into fruition, but 30.65 has held once. It needs to hold again for me to make a bounce play, sort of get a push to the upside. I'll use this 30.65 bottom. This is the only way that I liked playing it. I didn't think that we're going to get that bust through the upside today, and that was sort of a mixed result in yesterday's action. We took the breakout, but I just got in here at 75. We'll give it to that 65 level. Back in the money on CVAC in that short, but here we go. Barrick Gold alongside, only risking about 10 pennies here from this opening range bottom.
All right, Barrick Gold, yeah, big name there. We like that. We've liked that for a while. So that's Barrick Gold, guys. Check it out if you're interested in taking anything there. Yeah, we're just trading around here on a few names, and one of them is Bitcoin. Not really moving, but we're trying to give it some love here on GBTC, some Bitcoin love here. It's not doing anything, down 2%, but just to give you an idea of what we're talking about there. And guess what? It is, oops, sorry, don't want to yell too much there. It is a big one here. We slap our face around a little bit because Walmart putting that money in the bank there. There it is, a nice little out right before 137. That's a $1.50 winner right there on Walmart that we cash out. Now we're gonna hold that last famous 10% that we like to do. We're gonna try to take off 136 to the upside there, 137, sorry. We are long, 135.28. Man, have we called Walmart long, long, long and bang it to the upside. Brendan, give me another one, buddy.
Well, let's go back to electric vehicle world here. We mentioned this one when it started trading way back here. This is a recent IPO in the EV space. Li Auto on the NASDAQ up 6.8%. Huge volume behind this move, 1540 to 1650. It's up $1 already, guys.
Li Auto. Oh,
yeah,
man,
just took some
oracle,
out again on CVAC, guys, in front of that 70 even. It's always going to be that first target, so you get 71 to 70 multiple times, and now holding out, see if we can test 69. Again, if we break that, I've already given you a 67 target. We'll get out in front of that price. Just watch out. We have a new bottom here down at like 71.35 or 71.50, which we can go for a tighter stop. Each time it tests this level, I'm probably going to like it a little bit less. I might tighten up that stop, but right now we're looking at 71.50, so risking about 75, see if we can make a couple of bucks on that trade. I do want to jump very, very quickly back into KNDI, or, well, we haven't made the trade here yet. Looked for an upside break on Candy. It is sliding back in. With the markets heading up, Candy is headed down. No bottom yet, and I don't want to be short this name. So if it consolidates, maybe we can get a break back up off of this $10 even area, but it looks like Candy going to be no moss for the long today.
Yeah, and what is lots of moss is Walmart. Straight upside, $1.50 in the money right now and still rocking and rolling. I did want to say a big shout out to Randy working the board today. Look at this, guys. Oracle, great call. Brendan, I thought I put the order in here for this high of the day. You gave it to us down here at 55.50. Brendan for the win here on that one. We're still going to try to go long, though, right now on Oracle. But give us another name here, Bren.
One we saw moving yesterday a little bit, guys. Clovis Oncology back to the upside. Just took out pre-market highs there. 608, but right back down. Volume decent once again today. This one had a big move to the upside yesterday. Just trying to go again here, guys.
Yeah, starting to go again here is also Sorrento approaching that 1320. We're long when it breaks the top. We're also going to be long if it can get us a hold at around 1275, 1280. Has not come back that deep. Watch for a 1320 break. Sorrento again in play, doing fantastic volume. And MICT opens back up, but above that $6 area target we're looking for.
And guys, you know, if I like Sorrento, then it's probably going to be good. We crushed Sorrento yesterday, so stick with me on this one. We're going to wait. Come on, charts. We're going to wait for this one to open up here to 1320, 1313 there. I do like that one. We're staying away from Sorrento until it gets topside. Follow me on that trade. Yesterday was absolutely destroyed. Okay, Oracle, we did get in here. Again, come on, charts. Let's go. Oracle long here, 25, out in the 30s. This, again, was an out there at 21, 22. Not sure where that one came from, but right now we are holding this long. Right now, long, 56, 26. So 4 pennies out on Oracle. We're just gonna give this one down to here, man. 55.97. Not a huge trade to go on Oracle, but I do think that there's decent upside surprise on this one. Oracle, Brendan gave us this one. Now he's got another.
We saw earnings on this one last week, guys. Green for Life, GFL, down 8%. Spruce Point Capital, prominent short seller, out with a note on Green for Life this morning. Just broke day lows there on decent volume for GFL to the downside, guys.
That's to the downside, but NIO making another ramp up. And we talked about the electric car space. You see Tesla pushing down. We saw Candy pushing to the downside. We see NIO showing all kinds of relative strength. It already made the break at the pre-market high, 1435. Now coming and rounding in. If we can hold 45.50, forget about 50. Let's call it 45 or so. Let's look for a secondary push to the upside. But I've seen that first move get faded very heavily on NIO at times. I would almost rather be catching the break back up on Tesla, but I'm definitely have both of those on my radar. And speaking of Tesla, we don't want to get too far away from it. Yes, we would have liked a breakout, but it's trying to hold the pre-market bottom right now. And if we can do this, there might be a long trading here. Look, I really would have loved to be shorting 2,000. It's going to have to make a push the upside for that dream to come true today, at least. The next level down, it's going to be 1,800 even if 65s can't hold.
And guys, I dream of Genie as well, because look at Oracle. We're not dreaming about anything. We're just slaying stocks, guys. Left, right, and center. You see me get into position. Maybe a decent idea. Here we go. Oracle, there it is. Thank you so much for this trade, Brendan. We talked about TikTok early. And Brendan, you remember what I said about NIO in the pre-market? I said day all-time high is coming soon on that name. So really happy that we were able to pound that one out as well on the long side. But here we go. Oracle right now. Big time win. 11, 12, 13 pennies. On Oracle. We didn't take any out there. I still think 56.50 can come into play here on this one, but there it is. A nice 56.65 is the top of this wick. So we got to get a little bit out here right there as we just did on 40. And there it is. We take out the big stick. And guys, we're hammering everything today. Walmart, big trade. Oracle, big trade. Everything in the money nicely for us. This is how we do it every day on Trader TV Live. Let's go.
Yeah, just getting into position here on SC. We got this one from Brendan, but big, massive rollover on a failed 150 break. It tests $10 to the downside before bouncing. Now we're able to short off of this opening or pre-market range top. Also a bit of an open range, lower high of 150. I picked them up at 148.40 here. We'll add to this around 149, but watch a 150 stop. If it ever takes 153, I would be a little bit shocked. We have a shot, 152.50, sorry, and maybe you have a shot at a breakout through that price. But big flush to the downside. If it does it again and wants to fill in more of this gap, I think we have a nice little opportunity here. Brennan, what do you got?
7 handles, guys. 33.90 on the ES right now. So 7 handles away from all-time highs. BABA, I was just checking on BABA here because this JD.com is just insane today. Just broke $71 straight to the upside this morning. There was also a Goldman Sachs upgrade on JD.com. So there's 4 or 5 price target increases and upgrades on JD today, guys.
All right, guys, and here I am again getting heckled by the boss man and saying, Sean, use more shares because all you're ever doing is winning. And look at this trade. Here we go, 33 pennies to the upside right now on Oracle. And we just did take some out there again at 56.60, 50.70. Look, man, the party doesn't stop here. I want to welcome Jarhead back to the show as well. Walmart, KSS, and Oracle today all been absolutely banged out by me. So it's been a big trade, needless to say, as we go. Walmart, we dumped some there on our flat position there after taking this for a ride to the upside. Again, thank you everybody all over the place, giving lots of love to these trades. Now we're just going to hold the last 5% just to see what happens here. This is not a bad little out. If we could take it down here, downside 134.26. What up, Peter? I see you there, Peter Penduco. Thank you so much for becoming a member. This is great. Yeah, everybody on here. Yeah, baby, we're here for you. Yeah, there's Oracle. There we go. 100K share order. I don't need to use those sizes. Maybe I should. KSS testing day low. Hey, we only gave that to you $1.50 ago. Let's go, KSS. Big time trading everywhere. Thank you so much for the love and the support. I ain't going nowhere as Oracle to the top side right now. And we smile on this one. The winners are here. Check the bottom. These are the positions. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go Tesla, but nothing yet to 1900, guys. You don't want to be, look, I'm not going to sit here and take anything that we don't actually love. We like 1920. We can maybe look at a 19 even break. It's not bouncing off support that I like, so I'm going to stay away from it, at least in the short term. I think there's going to be, obviously, there's going to be a play in it at some point. I want to jump back over to one name from a few sessions ago, Novavax. Another day, another... Look, it's a $10 move. I've seen 20 off this name. It's $10 so far on NVAX. There's been some awesome dip buy opportunities when you've seen this one come back in. So I'm looking at support from yesterday at the bottom here at 145 to see if we can take NVAX. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
Hennessy, guys, HCAC with a volume alert here, just spiking up to 11. Watch 11 was a little bit of a pivot in the pre-market here. So HCAC testing that 11 once again, guys.
I think I already have a stop there. I mean, we've been talking about that 11. I think once it goes, I should be locked and loaded, ready to take that position. NVAX is trying to turn here in front of 145. So might not even get all the way down to that support level, guys.
All right, NVAX, yeah, we crushed that last week. Why not? Let's go over to it and hit this again, guys. Let me give you my opinion here on NVAX. As Oracle, we just, I thought I took some out there at the top. I did not even have an order at the top up there. So, yeah, big time trading happening right here in Oracle, so much so that I can't even keep track of what we have on. Okay, NVAX right now, we crushed that last week. We got like a $3 or $4 winner, and then it went 8. So yeah, we have to now understand that NVAX can move for us if it wants to go. This is a 1-minute chart. You see the fall from 157 all the way down to 147. So that's like a $10 move. Again, if you can't get this camera, guys, we're not just trading off of one screen here. We have multiple screens upside right now. If you can, yeah, there we go. Yeah, good, perfect. Different charts happening here. 1 minute, 3 minute, 12-minute dailies, the futures, more stocks that we're looking at here. And what you're seeing, some emails, some Twitter over here. What you're seeing right here is the main screen that you got on. And guess what, guys? It's another punch directly in the face for Oracle. Wow. I talked about how TikTok was going to be the prize that everyone got. And if Oracle gets it, then it's a prize for them, because I think that they could possibly, it's a huge buyout spot, but hey, look, if they keep adding more and more, weapons to their arsenal here. Oracle, a nice looking name here, and hasn't really moved too much lately. So here's a big move today on Oracle, 5 and a bit%, and your boy Superman to this one all day long. So there it is. Nice little trade on Oracle. But again, Brendan mentioned it. I didn't get in it early enough. Let's see if I can get in one now.
Donkey Kong, guys. DraftKings here.
Yeah.
Nice move. 4.7% to the upside. Canaccord raising their price target to $45 on DKNG. We're at $36.50 here. In a tough spot, though, I think, on the daily chart, but worth a look, guys.
Yeah, daily chart is no good there, but I'm going to say a big yes. What's up for Donkey Kong there? DraftKings, we've been loving DraftKings for a while. I'm long in this name in my account as well, down near the $30 range, so a nice little bump up here. I'm still holding on to this one for a long time. I think this has a ways to go. Check out the daily chart. And this is what you're talking about, Brendan, obviously, is that it's in a tough spot. I agree 1,000%. I probably don't trade this on a breakout until we're near 39 or 40, but wow, what thing is breaking out right now is Oracle, guys, up to to $57 right now. We're still long at $56.26. And by the way, you're welcome. So let's go. Let's just keep smoking these stocks to the upside if we can, or downside, whatever. It doesn't matter. We crush KSS to the downside off of this beautiful short as well. So I'm going to tweet out this Oracle trade. But yeah, big time movement here, guys.
Yeah, we're in the money $1 again on that CVAC. But remember, at this point, we're looking for 67 as a target. We've taken a couple of smaller scalps, like $1 and $2 out of it. looking for the bigger play here. I'm still watching this MICT, and we do like this one through a 6 break. Although you watch these halts to the upside, 7.15, this area here. There's a potential breakout through that price. I think you can take a shot here once I get some locates in front of 7.15. Just watch out for a break on MICT at 7.15. This is a super small market cap, and this could really start to squeeze up if you get a break at that price. So I'll go either way here. Sort of a momentum play through 7.15, but I like the short a little better if I can catch it.
All right, out of some Oracle there. It's coming, fade back in just a little bit. We'll see if we get some more out in the 70s here. We'll have that. There it is. Nice, beautiful, 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 nice little out. We just tweeted that out. But again, guys, follow us all on our watch list, guys. Absolutely fantastic. And there's another member. So a big shout out to Riza. Thank you so much for coming on board. And all we're looking for, guys, look, we've given you all these winning trades. We're just looking to get a little bit of love back. So if you can share this with a friend, with a trading partner, anybody that you guys may have, let them know about Trader TV Live. Let's start the buzz. We're doing this here, coming in for you every single day to make these trades. So please, if you can, share this out, and let's get our subscriber numbers out and just the love out in general. What up, B?
Just double checking on Uber, guys. Big spike in Uber here. Yeah, not seeing talk about franchise model maybe in California.
Yeah, well,
I'll double check on that. But big spike.
Brendan, I do know that story.
Just tag 30-40.
Brendan, I do know that story. Uber and Lyft, both companies are looking at a franchise model. They have until Thursday, the deadline to either have their their drivers be classified as employees. There is a franchise model, a couple of locations in Europe, so they are both familiar with this. There will be some comment. Obviously, they have only a couple of days left to do this, so you're going to see something dropping soon. If they don't, they're pulling out of California, both of those names. So you got to watch that headline. It is worth noting. It's not a new thing that they would be doing here. This is something they've done in Europe in the past. So it's some positive possible headwinds if they do get this one figured out for Uber and Lyft.
All right, so good little look there. We'll go over there. I mean, look, you guys want to crush the names that we crush, and Uber is just one of those. So good out on Oracle. We have our 10% left, and nada happening on this one. So we'll wait to see what Oracle wants to do now coming back in. But we'll wait for the flush to happen. If it does come through, that's Oracle. Possible big mover to the downside now. We're out. We just cashed it all upside right there. We're still holding that little small 10%, like we said. So I consider that the majority out on Uber. But good trading so far. Needless to say on that name, guys, Oracle.
Yeah, and just back to flat on this SE position. We talked about this 150 area. I ended up with shares at like 149 as an average price. It's already put in a $10 move to the downside. So you kind of keep in mind what the range is. It's holding a $2.50 range. I'm basically short right in the middle of it. It's got to break 148 for me to be interested in taking anything off. And then I'm looking at this level here, which was sort of another pre-market breakout right in front of 146. It's a secondary target. You're giving it back up to this, just past that 150 to 151 area short side trade. So yeah, it might appear in the money like $1, and you're like, why wouldn't you take it off? You got to consider the scope of the trade. That's not a humongous a level to work off. It's sort of a tight one. The MICT, we did take the long break along at 7 even here. If it breaks 650, I think that 6 is going to be the much better play to the short side. There goes, as I say it. I mean, all you got to do is talk about it. Now we're slaying the dragon to the downside on C here. We just got some shares out there at 147.55, so we'll quickly take a $1.50 winner. We're looking for $3 on the second half of that trade. Risk 150 to 2 to make 150 to 3. That's going to be the name of the game on that little play. I think there's an opportunity also to hold some for a bigger flush to the downside, but I'd love to be able to get back in on like 149 entry if it gives any kind of a pop back up. So a nice trade in C. CVAC still in the money, and there's C$3. So whatever. If I talk about it, it works. $3 winner here on SE. We gave this one to you, the range that we liked. We talked about this one to the downside, and within seconds, we got a nice little winner, guys.
All right, I'm going over to C Limited. Okay, SE here. I'm going to have a look at this as well to see if there's anything coming on my side. Yeah, look at this 1 minute range. Yeah, look at a little gap fill there. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I guess that's what Neil just talked about, gapping all the way down. SE, yeah, big move down there. Good trade on that one. So that good little look there. Okay, Gap GPS stores. Let's see if they're going to be saved by Kanye West. Kanye West coming through there. Next president, I guess, of the United States of America, Kanye West. Apparently, his ballots will be valid in Utah. So good luck with that, Kanye over there in Utah. But $15 to the north side here on GPS. Big fall from Grace's there yesterday. Not really sure why. I know Brendan's busy working, but 15.40 opened down at 14.30. Yeah, they got smoked off retail, I guess. Today we'll have a look at the Gap, but that's quite the move down considering the futures didn't do much. But Gap, I guess, at one point today was down like 10+%. So we'll find out what that move's all about. That's why it's coming to my attention. I'm noticing Roku up another 3% right at that 150 mark as well. Today's been a market green kind of day for me. That's because that's where my net is at right now. Everything green and everything gold on Barrick Gold as well. Here goes Roku coming, I don't know, let's just put this out a little bit more. 150, 151 maybe on Roku. We'll find out about this one, up 3 and a bit%. They love these names, Roku.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to get our target potentially in CVAC. It's about almost $3 in the money here. We are looking at 67 area to be a bit of a bounce off that play. Look, we just talked about different price ranges. You got to go to a higher time frame. Like Sean said, we have different charts here. But I'm looking at the bottom from yesterday's action, just at this 67 area. If we can get out in front of that, I'll be very, very happy with a $3 win. We've had a few shots at this short. At least we took advantage, and the daily chart's going to be useless. Took advantage of some consolidation here to be able to get a reload in front of 71. We then took some more shares out in front of 70 again. Now we can hold for the bigger winner. We've been short the entire time. We never actually got flat on CVAC. So if I can catch 350 on this one, we'll be very, very happy. I am going to trail this now. Before I had no trailing stop. Once we broke 69, I'm going to give it back to 68.50. That way, depending on slippage, I'll lock in at least $2 of a win on this last re-entry point in CVAC. I like this short for a couple of days now, coming back in after failing in front of 100. Looks like we're going to go 2 for 2 on the big retracement shorts. It's that Ford, that small cap, that burned me so far this morning. We'll see what happens if I can get another trade there.
Yeah, I'm going to trade some CVAC as well. Do you need to pay for shorts on this one?
It was much, much cheaper today. It was like 8 cents a share after being 60 cents yesterday. So fantastic price we're getting from our broker. Look, I can't promise that everybody can short it at that price. I just know it here at Day Trade the World. We have the ability to do so, and we're taking advantage of it, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of it as well and get some shares right now myself on CVAC because, yeah, when it's like this is pretty good. This break was super cash money there, $69. That would have been a nice little win for me there. So, yeah, we'll wait on CVAC and see if it can break down 11.9%. Remember, that does mean it's SSR, so you got to watch out for short sale restricted names coming through. Oracle just in this spot right now. I do like this breaking spot, 56.50 to the upside on Oracle. We could, we've made a hell of a lot more money on Oracle than maybe we would have on CVAC anyways, but let's have a quick look. Yeah, 56.50. Let's take this one more long through. 56.50 here on Oracle, guys.
I'm going to shout out to Peter Penduko. Thank you for sharing some of your Tesla profits. Let us know what the trade was there. Thanks for the super chat. Interested to see what you were working with. We had a couple of levels we liked on Tesla. I don't think we're done looking at it. Haven't made a trade yet. I did make a trade in MICT here, getting long on a break, adding on support. It's got a 6 level that, look, I'm going to be short if it breaks 6. In front of it, we're going to try and get a breakout long. With a micro cap like this, if it gets a squeeze to the upside, it looks like it's already like a couple of times the float has been done, so the shorts have to watch out, and I'll do it if it breaks down. Otherwise, I want to see if we can take advantage long. Just took a 25-cent win on the first quarter of this position. I think we'll take some more shares out in front of 8. I'm not saying it's going to retest the high here, but if it holds this 6 to 650 area, you're very, very likely to see some backs broken that have tried to short this one this morning. I'll be in that party if it breaks 6 even. For now, we'll take the long win, guys.
All right, Oracle, we're just going to give this one, I don't know, probably to the bottom of this candle, which is not that big, 56.30 down here on, once again, another break. And, look, we're just structuring our trades properly here. You don't want to take a breakout and then hold it all the way down to here because then if it doesn't go, you're going to give back all your profits, right? So we're not as heavy in this trade as we were right here, but we're in it. So we'll wait to see if it comes back below 56.30. We're going to dump this one and just understand that Oracle may be a little exhausted up that 4.5% on a rumor that they're looking at TikTok. So, I mean, whether or not it's a rumor or not, they still have to acquire the asset. So, yeah, we're going to dump this 56.33. No sweat off our back if it loses. It'll be 13-cent loser compared to some of these 50-cent wins. So let's just wait to see. I'm not counting this one out, but I'm not going to average in. We're only going to get it back to 56.30 here on a break of Oracle. But as I see, he is patiently waiting, and we do not want to leave this man waiting for too long. Wow, Macy's also down 8%. Maybe we'll get to the retail story here soon, but let's throw it over to the big guy at the big board.
When did that happen?
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at North American markets here. Half an hour into the session we go. S&P 500 off the highs, but still in positive territory here, 0.16%. The Dow has gone negative. You can see down about 0.1%. The NASDAQ still trying to lead things higher here as far as strength is concerned. Still nicely in positive territory. The Russell also negative 0.3% for small caps. Here in Toronto, just barely in positive territory for the TSX. Brazil stocks, yeah, extending that gain we saw in the pre-market. It was up 1 and change percent, now 2+% down in Brazil. A couple of things moving around here on the TSX in Toronto. CGX, Cineplex, one of the theater operators. To the upside today, we had CIBC, we had Canaccord, both downgrading the stock, and then you get that move, 4% straight higher for CGX today. Suncor moving around, I noted at the open to the upside as well on decent volume, trying to bounce here back above that 22.50 on decent volume. Energy names kind of showing some strength. TD Banks, not so much. Very weak for the banks so far. Big flush, 63 down to 62.5. Trying to test the lows here for TD as well. So banks are weak. Some of the energy names are strong. Cannabis names showing some strength as well, guys. Back over to you.
Yeah, so I just paid for that CVAC. Try to get that break, but unfortunately, not shortable. Womp womp. So there it is. We could have just made decent amount of cash right there on that break. And thank you, Miss V. Thank you for the next coffee remix.
I'm going to hit this one because Blair just came and gave us a refill. We'll go Superman action. I use the momentum of people shorting through that break. They want to take out that yesterday's action. I'm shorting at 70.80 and 71 in front of that, so we'll take the over $3 winner. I like taking it out in front of other people's entry points. I think there's a good shot here, and like, we're not done shorting this name. Anytime you get an IPO, 16 issue price, 40 open, reversal off of, this is not making this up, it's $95 that it was just sitting at when it ramped to the upside. You are getting a push through. I think there's a good chance that maybe we can find a pullback trade at some point. It definitely did that in yesterday's action, and when you were looking at that pullback, it was actually a $10 pullback to 77. If it did it here off of 67, I think I'd be looking at something around that 71 range again, so I'm maintaining the same entry price. If it breaks lower, maybe retesting this breakout at 59, it goes all the way to 60 bucks. That new pullback would be 67. I'm not going long in CVAC today. I would probably need to see it at least go back to the first day's price action for me to take a long trade in CVAC. But stranger things have happened, people.
Oh my God, children's. Oh my God, PLCE. Oh, I cannot tell my wife this one. When this was at $100, I was debating getting some puts on this one, and it was back here right before. Was it $100? $71 right here. Children's Place. Oh my God, this name has been absolutely destroyed. Children's Place, and we're getting close to this 22. Oh my God. Oh, I cannot believe this one. This was such a great call on Children's Place. Every time we went into this store, our kids are older now, but it was Deadsville there. And then she told me they also don't have a very good e-commerce website or deal either. So, Children's Place killing me right now. $24 on the downside there. What a move down on Children's Place. Sorry about that. I'll have to buy you some dinner for that because that was a good call. 655 to the downside. We do have date night coming up. Looking forward to that with you on Wednesday there, my love. So we'll be getting some nice, hopefully some nice food flowing down through. But here's Macy's now down 8 and a bit percent, taking out 650, 8%, taking out this 650 level. Macy's, we've been talking about that for a while. The death of retail is obviously here. I gave my Walmart thesis there at the beginning of the day. Macy's obviously a big company, not like Walmart, but still huge. 605 breaker 19, still 50 cents away from when I trade this one, but wowzers, Macy's to the downside. Good trade there on retail.
Yeah, and there goes. Look, we're going to talk about what we hit, what we miss, what we win on, what we lose on. I did mention NVAX looking for 145 is a bit of a bounce. That was going to be yesterday's bottom right here. You know, just sort of right at the open, it dipped off that 145. It makes a turn. I was busy trading of both CVAC and C as well. I also had that MICT, which is still holding to the upside. It stopped me out on the way back in, so winning trade's a winning trade, but it's still going up. Watch out for your shorts. There's just not a lot of liquidity on that name. But NVAX pushing back towards the upside off of 145. It's still in a heavy downward trend, guys. So watch for a 150 potential break at some point today. That will be the next level we'll look for an upside break. MICT, I'm only shorting at $6 or a test of that high of the day at 10. I do want to get to a name from yesterday's price action in a bit, but first, NBY. I know some of you guys were watching this one. It has broken 125. It now looks like a short to me. It failed to break through 142. One of the reasons, look, this is on our watch list, and we talked about this in the pre-show here. You take this opening range break, or sort of pre-market top break at 140. I said, don't do that. Watch for a 150 break. That will be a much better play. Failed at 140, so you get caught holding that bag. 125 has now been taken out. I'm now looking for the sell side trade in front of that.
Okay, yeah, we're looking for lots of trades here to go as well. I see here, we'll find out from Brendan, guys. You guys give us super chat, and we'll find out load right now. Any information on load? What's up, Brendan?
Teva Pharmaceuticals, guys, being sued by the U.S. government. Not sure if this is related to the spike down in the actual futures, but Teva here being sued by the U.S. government under, let me just double check. There was a federal funds, something of a federal funds act. So going to double check on that, but yeah, big spike down in both the futures and Teva here on that news, guys.
I'm going to say I'm related.
Okay, yeah, I would say it's not related to that, but we'll see. Good look anyways. The future's falling. We always need to get that information. We give a big thank you to Brendan for that, just like you dropped us that Uber news there. And we also did get another STFU. Oh, let's ditch Thinkorswim. Okay, I agree, but I don't really have a stake in Thinkorswim. I just think you should come over to daytradetheworld.com where we're trading right here. And you see we have no problems with shorts. We have no problems with our time and sales. And we have absolutely no problems with quotes today, or most days, every day, let's call it that. Knock on wood, there can always be data issues and whatnot, but we've been really happy. Again, I've been here 19 years, day trade the world, and it's more solid now than it ever has been. So great little look there. Thanks for that, Brendan, and thanks for the super chat there on Thinkorswim. But I would say, I mean, look, we do videos all the time. We do have a market wisdom page. If you don't, like, we trust, and this is what I'm being serious, you know, we trust our broker. And I think that the most important thing is, how can you put on and risk? My account is $7 million. How can we put on a risk here of certain trades if we can't trust that we're going to get the fills that we're looking to get? So that's why I'm saying to you, if you don't trust whatever broker you're with, I'm not bigging up or downplaying Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade by any stretch of the imagination, but you need to have a platform that you rely on and that you trust. And I am thankful to be working here for Day Trade the World. So there you go, just a little piece there on that. But definitely check that out, daytradetheworld.com, if you do want a platform that we're trading off of.
Yeah, 100%, Sean. And, you know, it's all about the community here. And I know we had at least one super chat, and a lot of people watching Tesla. It's still on the radar, but we haven't really had a significant, well, it's a little bit, actually, it's not a bad bounce right now. We're bouncing $20 off of the low. Everything is relative. It's an $1,800 stock, guys. So watching is $1,885 first. I would much, I still like 1,900 as a bit of a breakout at some point. And I am going to, like I said, I like that short if we get to 2,000, at least the first time, maybe not the second or third, certainly not the third, but we'll take it the first time if we can get there. Looking for 1885 to give you a jump up, and then a 1900 break would also be in play. Both those are likely scalp trades. The real level that we liked would have been 1920. That doesn't seem like it's going to be in play anytime soon. I do want to get us back to Sorrento. Look, talked about a top-end break. It actually just rolled over shy of that. You know, like 13.21 is the actual pre-market high. It just rolled over at 13.13. It's right now putting in a bit of a double bottom at 12.60. So if you got a bullish play on this name, you might be able to take it along in front of it with a tight stop. I would be all out. I'm going to be all out in front of that high of day. I don't like holding it into the high. That's a breakout, and that's another trade. It's already 10.10. That means we need to get to Brendan for some upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at here. We'll look at upgrades on this side, downgrades on that side. This morning, didn't mention GM, but again today, GM 2 days in a row showing some strength. There's JD.com still nicely higher on the day. MBOT, if you remember yesterday, Microbot with an upgrade today, but kind of falling on its face a little bit to the downside. And Zoom, haven't looked at that one for quite some time. ZM also moving higher on an upgrade. Going to show you this one in a second, Unity, but Neighbors as well there on a downgrade, getting crushed today, both down more than 10%. JD, wow, yeah, big time winner, multiple 4 or 5 price target increases and upgrades on this one today. We're holding $70, $50 to $70 on JD.com, up, yeah, more than 6% still. Here's that Unity Bio, UBX, down 10.8%, trying to test the lows here. Watch out for 375 down there for UBX, in big time trouble. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, you can sort of say that again. Watch out. We were trading that one a little bit yesterday. Did actually get into that Sorrento sort of in front of this temp bottom. We'll see if it wants to hold. It'll be my first long position, or at least first position at all in SRNE. It will not be the last, regardless if we hold this 1260. Trying to hold a double bottom. We'll take some out if it gets in front of 13, and then in front of 1320 top. And then I still have an order to go long if we get a top break on Sorrento with a target at 1350. If it gives you that price, even if we break this here, let's look to see if we can test 1230, the opening range low, and it holds that one. We'll take another shot on Sorrento SRNE. Getting back over to MICT, should have held this one. It came in with a short bias on the stock, took a bit of a long trade. What ends up happening here is that you get some resistance at 750. I saw a couple of iceberg orders step in, so on the way back down, I'm going to end up taking this trade off. It's still holding the upward trend. It's my bias getting the better of me on MICT. Very, very small micro cap here, doing just insane volume, now crossing the 20 million mark. You know, if it makes a couple more pushes to the upside, a run to 10 is very likely to result in a halt. So do watch out if you don't want to be holding through a trade halt. If it gets a break at this 830, you could see a parabolic move. I wouldn't want to be caught short in MICT if that does happen. So watch out for that 850 if you are shorting. I'm only looking to short below 6. Otherwise, we're looking for some breakouts to the upside.
Yeah, getting caught in parabolic moves, not good for sure. Macy's making its move back upside. Look at KSS, guys. You want to have a banger. This was a banger to go in the morning, and we haven't taken anything since. But KSS 2140 out there, 21 and change, out again 2050. I did want to give a shout out to all of our Hydration Nation members there with the sticker. Where are you guys? There you go, the Trader TV Live sticker there. Oh, look, that's like a 3D thing there coming at you guys. So we'll take a little sip of this one and clear our brains and figure out what we're going to do next. Look, I love KSS here through, well, actually, I'm going to keep talking. I love KSS here through $20.40, but still needs to go. Look, there is some size here at 2010. So I think we can take a decent position right now and work off this 2010 bottom. But that size doesn't really mean anything. That's 100,000 shares there. So 100,000 shares into 12.2 million. It's not going to look like a huge amount of shares blocking that. But we can try to go long here if the futures do rebound. KSS, not a bad opportunity here to go long.
Yeah, I just picked up, look, market's bouncing. I just picked up a little bit of NEO. We talk about we get pullback trades. This one's going to give you, it didn't really give you a great opportunity off the opening range play, but it does give you this pre-market low just in front, or just in front of that 14 even area, bounces up. I enter when it takes out that pre-market bottom end again, so it's going to be a 14-12 entry point. You know, we can definitely be working this one, but only to this pre-market bottom. You can use 14 even. I got 13.98 as the low of the day, so I'll just stick with that. It's a simple play here, catching the falling sword on NIO. We also did this on SRNE, but that's at a higher level. If that breaks 60s, we're going to be out of that. NEO to the upside already. Need to find a place to add to this position, probably in front of this 14.20 if I don't get another dip. Valeria has something for us. Let's throw it to her.
Hey guys, I hope you all have a great trading day. If you joined us for the first time, hit the subscribe button and join our live trading show every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Also guys, please share the link of our show with friends. Help us to expand and more people to find out our great community. And of course, smash the like button. We are really close to reach 1,000 likes. So if you didn't like this video yet, please smash the like button now. I'll see you later and back to traders.
Hit that smash like, hit that share, hit everything. You just heard me talk a little bit about why we need your support, and it's just going to continue. Wow, Pinterest making some moves up. Oracle bounces off that level. Damn it, Oracle. What's up, Brennan?
We were talking about that new SPAC today, guys, but I also mentioned this one, SHLL, now down 5%. Huge volume spike there to the downside. Just broke through 26. So we're talking about 27 to 27.5, kind of the top end of the daily range, but rejected hard there this morning on that for SHLL, guys.
Yeah, we talked about those SPACs. I mean, there certainly is that other one that we are watching, Hennessy, which, hey, that triggers things for me. I got to be honest with you. That everyone has that one drink. I can tell you that's definitely mine from my university days, or specifically my last exam ever. I'll have not had a single drop of it since, and I'm going to keep it that way. This other SPAC, HCHC, I mean, you know, 11 even is going to still be the level here, but this hard reversal. I mean, the places I don't short the pop, it seems like it's going to burn me here. This is a super sleepy trade. I'm only going long through 11. I'm not going to do anything else here. Maybe if I see some consolidation, well, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. NEO, I like this trade a heck of a lot better as a bottom pick. You know, it's got the activity. Certainly it has the positive move. It just went from positive to negative to back to positive as the market is trying to hold up here. You've got the opening range or pre-market bottom here that you can work off of. I do have an entry at 13. I got some at 12. I got some at 15. I don't want to dig too much deeper. We want an opportunity if it consolidates here, maybe add an even better price. But if it breaks that low, you got to have an out. Mine is going to be at that pre-market bottom. Let's see if we can make this one work on NEO in spite of this seller that just stepped up here, 60,000 shares. Neil's done 30 million. Not sure it's going to be too big of an impediment to a push upside.
Okay, guys, and yeah, we're ringing the registers again, slaying multiple dragons on this side. So we'll go with a baby bang. There it is, a little banger up on KSS today. Yeah, exactly. What was that out there? 19s off this. We'll wait to see if we got some 20s. We're long at 14. We talked about that bottom there at 10 on KSS. So there it is. We go long 14. We put on the share size and then bang that to the upside now. Another big winner for us here on the show. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I did make a mistake there about Oracle. I thought we were 56.70 to the upside, right where we got out. That's why I said we had a fail right there, but we did not. Look where we get out. And this is another thing. I can't keep saying this over and over again, but I will. You know, this is the thing about stocks. If you hold on, like I said, this was going to be a little bit of risk here. We didn't want to flush out what we already won. So look at this. By getting out here, we don't have to wait for all of this epic fall back to the downside there. So a good little out on Oracle coming in there. So good trade on that. We'll wait to see if we can go long again and put some of that buying power there into our account. But 56.11 right now looks like a decent spot there. Oh man, I just missed this. This ripped up to 25. Sean, get some orders out on KSS because we're long there 14. We should have had some out. Let's take some more 19s and then we'll park another order in the mid 20s, guys. But yeah, giddy up with me today.
Yeah, just looking at C Limited, bit of a pullback here. It just came back to this like 146, which was our $3.50 win on that little scalp rollover. Look, I like this trade at some point back into the long. This is up 8%. Let's remember, this is a gap up play. It's giving you a couple of fills. It gave you this open and bottom at 142. This is a higher low it's put in. So as much as we had a great pullback trade, there was going to be an opportunity, I think, to play off of this level down here at 143. If it bounces at another higher low, watch for a breakout at 146 even. Looks like that's turning into a bit of a pivot for us on C. I haven't taken another trade since that big short that we did have in it. We talked about rack space as well. This is approaching the bust back to the upside. Look, VWAP's here, and you do have this 1940 level. I like 1950 a little bit better for a break up. This is also up 6%, but faded hard off of 20 even, which could be another trade in of itself. But here comes 1950 on rack. We're going to take this one to the long side if it breaks.
Just trying to add to, okay, there it is. Yeah, just sending again another message. Oh, we got some fireworks there. Good on that. Here comes KSS. We did dump a little bit more there at 17, 18. It's still coming back down to 2011 here, and we're going to see if that holds, and if not, we're flashing out of it. KSS, like I said, we missed that opportunity there because it does get back into the 20s there, and we missed that opportunity. But look at NEO. I told you I made the call earlier to Brendan that this thing was going to go to all-time highs in the next couple days, and that would be 16 and change. So a little bit of ways to go. I thought I was pretty cool making that comment early on when it went from 1420 all the way to 1470. It looked like it was hot fire, but now we're fading back off. Watch, I'm going to look at this a little closer, but right now we got updates with Brendan, 1420 on my look for NEO.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Let's have a look at a few small caps that were moving around once again this morning. This was a name from yesterday, Farmer, GRWG. We mentioned it yesterday, coming up to 1950. If you remember, this thing was trading down around 1550 yesterday, so another big gap to the upside. 1950, the level. This was a little tough this morning. Did take one stop on half the initial short I took on this, but did give you an out down there around 1750. Back in again on that rejection of 1950. We're back to 18, so a nice look on GRWG. Thinly traded, but is very active. Lots of volume on that one. MBOT, another one from yesterday that we were looking at, held below 1020. Just as we speak here, breaking day lows. Still have a decent amount of that one working nicely. Not an exciting, terribly exciting trade, but working anyways. NBY, another one as well. 150, way up here was the level that I was looking at, but 140 was available there just before the open. We're down to 150. So again, lower price stock, not a huge move, but fairly stress-free on that one. There was another one I was going to show you, that LODE, LODE, from yesterday, also giving you an opportunity. Again, not a huge mover today, but LODE, worth a look as well, guys.
Thanks a lot there, Brendan. Key of all of those names is heavy volume trading, whether it's first day, second day, or third day from a catalyst. You got to have those in small cap space. All of those names definitely do. We talked about rack space. It's got a catalyst as well. We traded this one sort of successfully earlier on, yesterday actually, and looking at last week, it was in play. I just took that 1950 break. If you had 40, great, that worked for you. 50 was the level I was watching. We did just take a quick little scalp here of almost 20 cents. So the first third, we'll look to take some more out if it rounds out at that 19.75. I'll be all out in front of 20 even, looking for a 20 break to give you another trade a little bit later on. That's the opening range high. It also tested that in the pre-market. So as much as we have a win here, we're looking to what is next. That's going to be exit points in front of 20 even, and then a second break there. Worth noting, watch out for this pre-market bottom. That could be a nice support a little bit later on in the day if you're watching and you don't want to take breakouts in rack space. You're looking for a dip buy opportunity, maybe to hold a little bit longer for a bigger win. Watch for 1875 double bottom here.
Okay, yeah, we're going to wait for NEO to go long here through 14. I just told you guys we'd give you that trade on NEO. We're going to go long here. 14, it has to break. That was a mistake. Again, I'm just sloppy today. 14, actually, maybe it's 1420. I'm going to wait till 1425, though. That's sort of these pre-market highs there. If that gets busted out, then your boy will go long on that one. So we'll look for that. DraftKings, I'm flat right now, so it's been a successful day. So we'll hit the bangers on there. But DKNG, you can see the profits flowing through on the bottom. We're going to try to find another trade. Come on, DraftKings, not doing anything right now. It's going to be hard to find breakouts right now at 1025. So what we have to try to do is find stock that, you know, is in a range maybe and looking to break the side that we like it, including for that one. Wow, Macy's, what? I mean, I'm in a zone today. I'm like not understanding everything. Did we figure out what the retail issue was? Today we talked about why Gap was down 10%. Now Macy's is down another 10%. Again, I understand that Walmart's eating lunches, but I don't think that has anything to do with Macy's being down so much today. But it looks like Brendan's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, the earnings, guys, on Kohl's obviously a little bit bad. We had a couple of downgrades in the space today as well, but decent-sized moves after, you know, multiple days on the strong side for a few of these names today. But yeah, that appears to be it for the retail land, guys.
Right, well, we could definitely have some arrows to the upside. I'll give you rack space here. It's up 7.5%. It just gave a breakout through VWAP, through that 1950. I did take the second leg out here at the quarters. Like I said, we're going to get it all out in front of 20 even. We'll look at a 20 even break if that does happen. First things first, we need to get this last third out for like what'll be probably like a 35 to 40 cent win, as long as we can make a ramp to the upside on this name, guys. We do still have NEO as long as it holds the bottom. Bottom picking, if it either breaks the low of the day or makes a run to VWAP. That's a binary look for me on that name, guys. So it's all about rack space for me and long side trade. And I just noticed is I can celebrate and we'll go slapshot action. Even though our Leafs are out of it, hockey playoffs are still going. Our Raptors are doing pretty nice, even though New Jersey is literally no match for them. We'll get out of Rocket here, but you got to watch out for this NEO trade to the upside, guys. I think as the targets go, I am looking for about 1450 ultimately, but I will take some out in front of this initial breakout price at 25, then some out around VWAP, and then we'll look to get the last bit out in this sort of chop zone it had at 1450.
And guys, I'm going to do another little dropping down money. Not only are we crushing it here for you, everyday trading, but nice little parlay I gave everybody yesterday. Raptors win, Celtics win, Clippers win for a nice little plus 150 banger right there. So hit the cowbell there. I won't be selling sports picks anytime soon, but maybe not a bad idea there right now. We had Raptors first half as well, minus 5.5. So a big shout out to anybody with some sports gambling fever like I have. So there it is there, another call. And I'm not making any calls today. I'll look, and if I tweet something out, I do, but watch out for that one to come later. Look, that's not enough news for me to think Macy's should be down 10%. Look, I don't know where Macy's should go eventually, but right now, this is a big mover for me today. I don't buy that KSS stuff. I mean, I do buy it. You see what KSS is doing, but again, Macy's just seems to be a little different of a name than that. They do have a strong dividend, or maybe it's not strong. 661 we'll see on a breaker on that one as well. But look at KSS. KSS did break, but we didn't do anything about it. This is a completely flat trade. I told you we were getting in some warning spots there. So we get out at 18, we get out at 15, then we get out as it notices. This is out at 11 there, and then our breaker of the even spot, and there it goes all the way down. So it does break 10. That would have been a fantastic spot to go short. I thought we could have broke it and then refreshed, but that doesn't happen. And now you're seeing some downside pressure in KSS. Man, did we ever have this off the open? And again, on our watch list today. Make sure you sign up for our watch list with Valeria. She'll send out the link there, but we had this name on our watch list, and look where it's at, man. We gave it to you when it was at 22. We're down to $20. Doesn't get much sweeter than that. What's up, Mr. Brendan?
REDU, guys. One from the education group, up 23%. You can see this thing had a huge move yesterday, following better than expected earnings. They do online type education software development. So day number 2 here to the upside, just tagged $8 up there. We've come off about $1, but still up 23% for REDU, guys.
Yeah, NEO bouncing back to the downside here, guys. So you got to make sure your losses are small, your winners are big. If we do break through that 95, I'm going to be out of that one. For the time being, it's trying to hold. It's broken 14. We'll see what happens if it goes at an extra couple of pennies. I'm willing to give it that. We'll see what does. Look, I got 14, 13 to the short side. We'll look at about what'll be like, like a 20-cent loss or so. We're looking for, first target would have been 15, and then after that, 35 to 40 is a win. I'm also watching MICT very closely. It tried to make a secondary push here off of 7 even. There goes WTF action on NEO. We just got out at the bottom, so that continues to fall to the downside. Bounce play not even working on NIO. Watch out for this MICT. I really did think if it had held 7, we'd make a push to 850. The short sellers might be a little bit more interested in this name now, but I'm holding off until a 6 even break. I still have that order locked and loaded, ready to go on MICT. That's the only short I'm taking, unless it tests the actual pre-market high here in front of $10 and rolls over. I'm either looking at a breakdown at 6 or a test of that 10 and a failure through that price. I don't want to get too far away from Tesla, guys. We've talked about this one sort of to death, and we don't want to miss out. It did not break 1900 here, guys. 1896 is the new top, but starting to creep back up here. If we can hold 60s, maybe another entry point, guys, off of this higher low, or it's a 1900 break. My first look would be to see if we can bounce off this sort of 60 to 65, pick something up on a bottom pick on Tesla. You can't go to 2000 if it doesn't break 1900 first, guys. If you think that's going to happen, you got to try along at some point.
You do, and that's why we stayed away from NEO right there. It was a tough stock to trade today for sure. Unless I make money off the open on NEO, I really find this one tough to trade in the middle of the day there. So that's why we gave it to this 14.25 and did not get it at all. We were in and out there for flat by accident. And whenever you do that, that's just a little tip for anybody there, a little pro tip. We just shouldn't have to say it. We said it lots of times, but if you ever do make a keystroke error, try to get in and out as much as you can, because see, my first stock was long there. And if I would have held that, sure, would have gone in the money a little bit, but not enough. There's Randy. What up, Randy, there? We talked about Tesla there with Randy early on as well before the show. And yeah, Tesla, we're loving that name. I actually picked some up in the 500s back when this stock was down there in March, but this is way overheated, man. I gave you the rhetoric about the stock split. We talked about this days and days ago. Again, I get a lot of messages on Twitter about some of these calls, and when this did happen, I told you guys 2 grand was coming. I joked about 2,200, but we're not even that far away. One more upgrade, and you break $2,000 on this name. Remember, it's going 5-1, so a 2,000 share split on Tesla. I mean, we were just at 1380 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. We were at 1380 there on Tesla. So yeah, little overheated, needless to say. Another one of their heated friends that are getting split up. Look, I hope Chipotle splits. I hope Nvidia splits. I hope Shopify splits. But Apple for right now and Tesla are the only 2 names that appear to be doing that. Watch out for this break on the bottom side right now. The market's down today. Apple's down. If the NASDAQ turns over, you're going to get a flush through this level. 56 was a breaker rate here as well back 2 days ago, yesterday afternoon. And then today it stops at 56 as well. So Apple to the downside through 56 looks pretty juicy.
Yeah, they're dumping candy here. The market is dumping on KNDI in advance of that sort of release they have a little bit later on today. Thanks, Dax. Look, we talk about Day Trade the World all the time. One of our proud members there, been a long time watcher of the show as well. Thanks for the super chat there. Look, KNDI, I'm not going to take any shot at this one to the long side. It is approaching SSR state. If it gets maybe back above like 955 or so, finds a bit of a base, worth having a look. But KNDI getting absolutely slaughtered. I do want to get to a name Brendan was talking about. That's going to be Load. Good price action and good trading yesterday. Now making a bit of a retracement here. It's SSR, but look at it hold these pre-market bottoms here at $1.20. You want to jump to a higher time frame to get an idea of what happened. This is not just an interesting level from today. It's also interesting is yesterday's bottom 125. So if we break 120 on Load, I'm going to be taking a short. If it makes another test at this 140 range, I'll either fade in front of it, but also reverse to the long side, because I think that'll break a few shorts that are sitting in it right now. So I got bracket order idea here. That just means I'm going short through a 120 break, and I'll be going long on a 140. I'll take a shot if we get consolidation in front of 135. So a couple of ways we can play LODE. It is short sell restricted. That's why I'm willing to short on the pop.
So guys, I'm here for trading and for entertainment, and here we go again. Randy, look at this. I show you out, Randy, and you're getting some love. What up, Randy from Roki1? Randy is awesome from Chaz Desk, and here we go. Randy is a cutie pie. Okay, so let's not show that. Randy's wife, please hang up the phone right now. But Randy getting a lot of love here on the chat. Maybe that was your wife there, Randy, but we'll wait to see. Thank you for all that. We'll have Randy back on for you guys soon. He'll be ringing the bell. And look, I would love to do, Randy, another automotive segment right now. If we can do something on electrical cars, maybe the next time you're around, we can figure that out with Brendan, because people are wanting Randy, and when they want something, we give it to them, including some nice cowbell winners today, man. Walmart's been a big one for us today. Oracle, Neo, we didn't even trade yet. And then KSS. Look at this KSS trade. Purple is short, guys. Big time short here at 2140. We're all the way down to 1980, as I almost throw up here, seeing how low this stock is right now, off that easy peasy lemon squeezy break of 2010. Why did we hold this long through there? We should have long and then reverse short. That would have been so cash money. Hindsight is 2020, but wow, breaking through $20 today. What a fantastic trade on KSS if you did have it. Yeah, we've been destroying things, so we're going to try to keep that going. One name was Teva that Brandon brought to us early. Teva getting a little bit beat down here from the U.S. government. But like I said, there's no way that was really that significant news. Teva only down 2%, but still a good little look on breaking that bottom. Thanks, Brendan, for that look. But now it's coming back to the upside. Let's see what you have for us again here, boss.
A little spike back to the upside there. They actually came out and said they're going to vigorously defend their position when it comes to those allegations from the U.S. government. I just wanted to mention this one, guys. We were talking about the watch list. Sign up for the watch list if you haven't. We send it out every morning before we come on at 9 o'clock. You join us at 9 a.m. We talk about all of the names that are on that watch list. This was one of those, NBY. Back to the downside here. We're all the way back to 105. Gave you a great opportunity. We talked about 140 to 150 up there. So back to 105 here for Nova Bay on the watch list, guys.
Yeah, another name from that list, watch out for Sorrento, which is approaching the opening range, bottom 1225. I took one shot long. We talked about a tight stop, and why? Because I like this other opportunity here at 1225. It's bounced once, a couple of times actually, off 1235 here. Let's zoom in so you can get a better look at it. But if it does make a break to the upside, you're kind of looking at 1260, which was a previous stop, so I like that level, but I'd much prefer consolidation and we can catch some lows, buys around 35 to 40 with a stop at the actual open range bottom, which is exactly at the quarter mark. So we'll be all over that if we can get there. I want to jump back, of course, into C Limited. We did mention, sorry, this is still SRNA. Let's go to C Limited. Thank you very much. Their charts. And my chart's frozen. Maybe you can take it here, Sean.
Yeah, sure. SE, yeah, we'll have a look at that. Just Neil wanted to look there. Big time trading today, up that 8%, but now falling back down through 146 and changer there for C Limited, Mr. Wickens.
Another one to the upside today, guys, with China ties. So we talked about JD, huge move. This one, Momo, they operate a social networking platform in China, up 8%. Huge volume on this as well. Coming up to $22 here for MOMO, guys.
Momo. That's it. I'm shaving my head because Randy is just on fire here on the chat. Yeah, I see you, Randy, over there. Here we go to take one of Randy's lines there from him. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for all that. And look, that's why we're here. Not only are we giving you these trades, but we're trying to keep it cool and laid back and a little bit of fun time here. So again, that's what we're doing. And thank you so much for the love on the chat there. Randy loving it for sure in the background. But he's a humble guy, so he keeps it real. 81.40 here on AMD. Yeah, we'd like to get back to VWAP. AMD has been super heated. Doesn't mean we don't like it. We love it. It's just right now today, down 1.2%. It seems like the rollover's happening a little bit again here in some of these tech names. Let's check out Softy again. Today, 209. Okay, so it's not suffering the same fate, only down 0.3. Microsoft looking to roll, man. If we can get 210.20, I'm rolling through on Softy.
Yeah, I can now give you the look over at C Limited. If we break 146, it's like 146.11. This little hump here, it was a pre-market level around 146 even. It tested this on the way back down before a second flush. Now bouncing off of what was kind of the opening range here, but actually a little bit deeper than that 142. I'll be breaking into the long at that same 146. It was an out to the short. It's now going to be a breakout to the long side here. Also got that load. It just broke 120, so got in short on that name as well. It is already 10:40. That means we need to get to that big screen. Brendan is ready with the Sector Watch.
Hey guys, yeah, it's that time. Let's have a look at what is leading the market right now as far as sectors are concerned. Yeah, we're back in the red here, down now, negative 0.14%. All about this group. Consumer discretionary stocks, we've been mentioning a few of these, but all the retail names up here. Yeah, look at Kohl's, 15.5%. To the downside, leading this group into negative territory. There's Gap, 4.5%. There's L Brands, 4+% as well to the downside. Home Depot actually looks pretty good, down just 1.5%. Amazon, though, 3% to the upside, trying to offset some of this. Some of the apparel makers as well down here, all in negative territory. Under Armour, Tapestry, Ralph Lauren as well, 2.3%. To the downside. So that's making up most of the negativity we're seeing right now. Oracle trying, we have ADSK and CRM, Salesforce trying to offset some of this negativity. But if you come over to the hardware equipment makers, NTAP, IPGP, WDC, FLIR, all in the red as well. So this positivity trying, but kind of failing to offset the rest of the negativity. Banks are weak once again. To the downside, all of the individual banks in negative territory. Not huge moves, but they are weak. Insurance companies trying to bounce. Industrial stocks also in negative territory. And the little real estate group as well, also in negative territory. Way over in the corner there, energy stocks also applying some negative pressure. So what we were seeing to the upside, including that one right there, Freeport we talked about, was up more than 4%, now 2.3%. And Oracle here as well that we mentioned. What we did see that was applying some of the strength. Not so much anymore, coming back down. Yeah, negative 0.17% now for the S&P. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, yes. Over a little bit as well, trying to test those days low there on this move down on the S&P. Like I said, I think there's a little bit of rotation happening right here today into some of these names. But what's up right now? Yeah, look, we're doing mini bangs today, so we'll explode some money for there. Keep up the good work, guys. Love all the advice in real-time trading. Rock Doc, what up, Rock Doc? Made profit on a $1.15 move on JD. Shout out to Big Dog Brendan for that one. I haven't traded JD. I don't know if Neil has or not.
No,
today,
not today.
JD's been a big one. Brendan's given us that one all day long. I think it was a couple updates from Brendan. We saw yesterday, JD reported yesterday, and they had a big move. I was actually short this thing yesterday in the top of the show before making this aggressive move upside. Look what JD did. This is another trend thing. If we're going to try to learn together here as a group, I mean, look at this. If stocks move like this into the AM or in the PM, of trading, this is all afternoon, and then we open up higher than that, you get a big bump up. Look, it's faded a little bit off this top of 71.50, but let's look for JD for a little bit more closer play here. Possibly a little break upside of 70. I'm hearing plates, but that cannot be lunch already.
No.
$70.15 here. JD looking like a good little spot there. And once again, look, we're doing the show for free. We really appreciate all of these super chat. It gets you on the screen. We'll talk about your positions. If nothing else, please share this. We're giving you all the winners. We're here every single day. Would love a share from you if you could, guys.
Yeah, I'm just, there you go. Callaway is back in the chat. There's one of our longtime members and a guest trader today we had a lot of fun with. Welcome back to you. I want to mention, of course, I did talk about C Limited through 146. Similar setup on CVAC. I am not taking this one because I'm only shorting CVAC as long as it wants to hold below this 75-ish area. So not going to take this break. And look, it's the same type of setup. It was an initial resistance point or support level on the way down. It was also a breakdown price. I know Sean was looking at that around 69 and 67 as well. But for me, on a break up, I just like it a little bit better in C Limited. I think it's a better play to the long side, for a lot of reasons here. CVAC overheated, I think, at a 16 issue and then a 40 open, to be trading this high. I think it's still on the way back in. It's just a short-term trend because it's only been trading for a couple of sessions, but not taking a 69 break there. We are going to be looking at Tesla, which 1900 is coming very, very quickly here. None of the grounds to the upside on Tesla. If we can load up here, watch out for this sort of 1896 area, a bit of a break. This is now the target range. $20 consolidation around VWAP. You're looking at a 96 break or a 1900 even to get you to that 1920 level. I think it's a scalp up to 20s and then 20s and a break on its own. Then you're looking at that pre-market high. So a couple of plays to look at for the northbound trade in Tesla if you are looking at it. I just got into a short position on load. This is the name Brendan was trading. I was looking at only a breakdown of the low of the day. That's that pre-market bottom here. Now we're engaged into the short position. If it cracks, VWAP will definitely be out of this one. Otherwise, I'm looking to add on consolidation. Got to look at the higher time frame to see why this makes a lot of sense here. This one has a decent shot to return to penny stock status. Probably going to have a defense at a dollar that tends to happen. Thank you, Edwin Corrado. I hope I got that right for the super chat there. Brendan's got something for us. Let's throw it to him.
Sunworks, one from the renewable energy group. Looks like was the solar at one point, but looks like it's moved over to the renewable energy group here. 15% for Sun W. Still looking for a headline on this, but nice move on decent volume as well. So we're back above 80 cents here. If you like the penny stocks, have a look at Sun W, guys.
All right, Neil coming up to a spot where I think we'll go long now, 1420. I'm pretty sure here. We're not going to do anything else on this one. We were waiting for 1425 upside here, but 1420 looking like a decent spot for end of the IO right now. And yeah, so that's going to be one of the plays that I'm going to look at here. Pinterest today up 4%. Nice little move for pins today, making a move upside here. Wow, a big move for Pinterest, 37.25. Now looking at this VWAP break right now, let's see here. This is just a 1 minute chart. Some bunched up action down here. This was a great long down to 36. If you are looking at Pinterest, anything down here is a pretty good spot, I would think, for that one aim. So Pinterest looking at 36.20, even a break upside here, somewhere back up would be good, but we're already up 4%. I just get a negative feeling for the futures today, so that's never good when that's my feeling. So I don't know if I want to go long anything. I may just look for an uber short.
Oh my God.
Coming through. What's up?
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Tesla with that 96 break, and it looks like it went immediately to 19. Forget about getting an entry point there. $4 instantaneously, so I was crossing up a dollar and did miss that trade. Gonna have to look for another entry point. I may just have to pick this one up in front of that 1900 and then look to see if we can't get another entry point as well on a pullback. But wow, that was a heck of a range break on Tesla. Even for a $1,900 stock, I'm a little bit surprised to see it just gap through this 96 level and then give you what looked like to me 1901 on the level 2. I can't even get into position consolidation here off the 19 break. 1920, of course, we just talked about the next level, the upside. If you got in front of VWAP here, congratulations. I was unable to pick up some shares despite talking about this level, and you get this break. Here's the bounce to the upside. Sometimes you miss them, guys.
Yeah, sometimes you do miss it. Just sending an email out here. Thoughts? Okay, we'll send that out right now. Okay, yeah, looking here at Pinterest, I don't see anything there. I didn't want to go back to Oracle. I do see some talk about Oracle and them buying TikTok. Yeah, not sure if that's going to be true or not. That's why we rinsed this one out and then took another little shot here before fading back down. I'm looking at this kind of a break, but if we get back above VWAP, I like a 56 long on Oracle, but nothing in between here. It's 10:47 on a slow summer day in the market, so we're still waiting for that. JP Morgan has been a good trade for us lately, but look at this. I talked about my portfolio. JP Morgan's in it, and it's just a bad one. And thank God we were able to pick some up at 80 on the flush all the way down back in March. But JP Morgan not paying off the way it really should, down another 1.25%. The banks, man, what happened, Mr. Buffett? I thought that you were all over BAC and started to love the banks lately. Yeah, look at that. This is where Warren's made a few missteps here. We'll see. I think he's in around here. And then, of course, you get the Warren Buffett announcement, bumps up to 27, and they fade this right back through. So watching BAC on a 23 break, but right now the bank's not looking very strong, guys.
Brennan, what do you got for us?
Speaking of sleepy, this Ford, guys, Forward Industries here, Ford on the NASDAQ still up 50%, but just sitting here right at $2. So it's tested $2 a couple of times. Look at the volume. Yeah, participation pretty much gone at this point. So if you are still looking at FORD, going to need some volume to perk back up again to start moving through this 2. If it does break that 2, watch out. 140 down here is where we were yesterday on FORD, guys.
Oh, man,
yeah,
I just realized I missed NIO there. What the hell? All right, go on.
You know, I'm going to get that stop order. Make sure we got it ready for Tesla 1920 because we talked about that, and it looks like it's very rapidly getting there. You can pull back into VWAP and maybe get an entry. I also picked up C breaking 146, just a similar setup to what you would see on CVAC, but I just like it a heck of a lot better with C limited. So we're going to go long into this one off this nice little consolidation, run it hopefully into a VWAP break and a target around like 148 to 149 area. If you get a break all the way up to 150, that's fantastic as well. If you're looking for an entry point into a swing, and this is just a day trade here for me. I'll play a pullback in Tesla. I want to sort of jump over to here because we've got to find a way to get into this party. We like 1920. We're going to like that break when it comes, but actually, just sort of clarifying, 1923.90 is this little top here. So we'll, go to like quarters. That's a little bit better. You can go 1924, 1925, something in that range. I like it maybe back to that 1896 vacuum that jumped up. If it does pull back into that range, I think there could be a nice little bounce play potentially in Tesla off there, but it doesn't seem like it wants to make any kind of a pullback for a re-entry or for an entry into Tesla. What a rocket ship, and liquidity at a bit of a premium when it looks at these breaks. We've got to cross a little bit deeper. That's why we'll start crossing maybe a full $1.50 or something like that on Tesla. I don't know what you're going to do here, either catch a pullback or catch a big time break.
Yeah, okay, and we're in this name again here. Look, we missed NIO, but we get it back again, and now we're busting it up to the upside. We buy some 21, some 22, some 23s there. Not even really sure how we wind up missing that, but I didn't put an order out, so that's how. Now we go to the upside again on this name, and look, we're going to be 1 for 1, hopefully 1 for 1 on this banger as we go here. We're just dumping a little bit of shares on the way up, 27s, 28s, 29s. We'll see how high we want to go, but look, we just got another one right now for you, so there's some more money. Hopefully you have that. We gave it to you at 14.20. There's this nice little 7-cent win on NIO. Depending on the shares that you have, you put that money into the bank, and there you go, Edwin. Thank you so much for that on TDoc, Teledoc, a big name, and yeah, we'll have a look at that when we get back from Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's talk currencies. We are seeing continued weakness over there in the US dollar. So I just threw up the US dollar index here. Multi-year lows. This is a daily time frame on this DXY. You got to go all the way back to the beginning. This is February of 2019. And we're still at multi-year lows. So DXY still falling. That means a lot of these going to be higher again today, including the euro back to 119.3 for the euro. Our Canadian dollar pushing 76 cents now versus the US dollar. British pound also up a full percent, 132 there for the pound. We have the Japanese yen, Swiss franc, both to the downside. To be expected, I think, when we see a little bit of volatility pick back up again. So the yen and the Swiss franc both in negative territory. Aussie and New Zealand both higher again versus the US dollar. Turkish lira, the only one kind of standing out in negative territory today. Bitcoin and Ethereum, the cryptos to the downside. They've had multi-day runs kind of in positive territory. We did see Ethereum higher yesterday. Bitcoin back below 12,000 though, guys. Back over to you.
Yeah, you mentioned, of course, crypto to the downside there. Mara, another name that we usually watch, also trading below that 350 mark, which is also a decent price in the past. You know, if we get any kind of a bounce, maybe you catch a Mara break through 350. Only thing with this stock is at this time of day, with the volume I'm seeing, you're probably looking at like 10, 15 cent type of scalp trade. C Limited will update you if it either cracks VWAP or, you know, breaks away from this 146, a long entry point that we have. I can get you back to load. That's essentially came back to flat. We didn't really get much of a pullback in, so not really much of an entry to add to our position in front of VWAP. If it wants to go a little bit higher, maybe I would take some more shares there, but haven't seen anything that gives me that indication. Candy, on the other hand, if we can load up here, is making a bit of a bounce back. If it can hold this sort of a 950, I was sort of talking about this a bit earlier, if it can hold this level, maybe I can get myself behind a bit of a bounce play in KNDI. It needs to hold this and maybe break out to like 975 to the upside. Maybe you got to scalp into 10 on this price. Otherwise, you know, 10 would be the trend break to the upside, and then at that point you feel a little bit more confident. Yeah, C's up in like 50 cents for a win right now, but I'm looking a little bit more than that. We want at least $1 or so before we start taking off any shares in C Limited, guys.
Neo here making a move back to the downside. We've just been dumping some. Right now we're actually exactly flat on it, but we are long here at 25. So we did take some 20 breaks there. We got those out 26, 27s, 28s. So that was 7 or 8 penny win. But now we're long 25. So 25 and change because we had to get 26s on a 25 break. So we're going to dump these very, very soon here. If it gets caught up in this little spot, 16, 17, we're going to get out of some of these and then regroup it. Like I said, we have a lot of success with Neo off the open and not much later on. So right now you're seeing that getting a little afraid of what kind of move can happen here. Like we said, you got to trade your own shares in your own book. I just can't. I've already sort of dropped a little bit there about share sizes, and right now I'm not going to hold this one to make a move all the way back down to 13.95. Not on a stock that we haven't been overly successful on. So NIO right now going to drop that one off if it gets caught up in this bunched area, which it looks like it's going to do right now coming to the downside. So we may have basically our first loser on board maybe right here today, and it's 11 o'clock, so we're doing pretty good. Before that, we had 0 LFT, which means we're at our highest spot for the day, and that was right there. So, and then we put on the Neo trade. So we'll see about how much we're going to give back on this trade. Hopefully not that much, but yeah, if it does break here, 16, 17, 18, we will get out. So you'll probably see me flashing out of some Neo right now. There it is, right there, out of a little bit there at 17. Now we'll wait to see the rest. Hopefully that can go to the upside and we'll make this all back. But right now, we're hands off of Neo. Going to give the rest back down here to 10s.
Yeah, I'll give you an answer, Friendly Bear, on NBY. Just a quick little second. Tesla is trying to come back down. I was looking for more like, 1896 to 1900, as I did mention, for a pullback. I'm not sure we're going to get it. You will see me in the money, like I said, 70 or 80 cents on SEC Limited. There is a bit of an offer at the even. If it breaks through that, I will take some shares off on that break. I'm looking at HCAC. We talk about these SPACs. Another one in the electrical vehicle space. I do like 11 break. We've been talking about that all morning. It's making a bit of a level here as well at 1065. Double bottom off a pre-market low here at 1040. So let's look for a 1065 break using the higher low of 1050. And now you're risking 15 pennies, gets you to VWAP, easy 2 to 1. So I'll take a shot here. 11 I like a little bit better. We'll go with 1065 for momentum play. But Brendan's got a name for us. What do you got there, bud?
As I sit back down. Teva, guys, we were talking about Teva here a little bit earlier, just some clarity on this story. So the U.S. suing them over false Medicare claims, saying that they allegedly submitted false claims to Medicare worth about $300 million. So Teva back to the downside as we get a little more information here. We're pushing back towards day lows on TEVA, guys.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know what hasn't moved? Okay. Screw you, NIO, honestly. I call it NIO because I'm not friends with it. right now. But NEO back to the upside. We did this. This happened to me yesterday. We got bottom wick on something. It happened this morning on Walmart. We got bottom wick again, and here it is right here, bottomed out on that name. But that's okay. We still are waiting to see what can happen to the upside. This trade was very, very well defined for us. So the fact that we absolutely got the bottom means at least our reading is right on key levels, but it didn't crack, so it went back to the upside. So we'll wait to see. Normally I would reload this trade. That's a pretty typical trade for me. You saw me do it on Walmart this morning, and that's why we were able to capture that $1.80 win or whatever it was on that break of Walmart. But here's a typical thing happening once again. We pick the level, it comes down here, it doesn't break, and then it shoots back up 7 cents. So again, a big missed opportunity there. We'll see if it goes. We still do have on board right now 24s. So we're still right here on NEO. We're going to give it a little bit longer down here to about 14.10-ish. But I'm still looking at VWAP right here, 36. Like if we get to 36 with the amount of shares that I have left, it'll turn out to be a winner. So really happy with that one if it goes, but we still need it to, and that's NEO long 24s, guys.
Yeah, definitely worth a look. I know we talked a little bit about TTWO. Well, at least Brendan did. It's sort of rounding into the same sort of range. Nice, clean, downward trend. The only problem here is going to be volume. But otherwise, you look at a 175 level. I mean, that looks pretty juicy to me. I look at the 10-cent spread, and it's a bit deceiving. You get a 10-cent spread, but only 260,000 shares of volume. So setup looks good. I don't know about the execution possibilities through that 175 price. So maybe size down or something along those lines. It does look like a nice little potential breakout if you can catch it. I'm going to probably stay away. I do want to jump over to, I don't always trade penny stocks here. When I do, I'm usually looking to short them. If in the case of sort of Sun W here, Sunworks, I want to look at this sort of 84, 85 area top, and I'd love to see it double tap this and then fail. So if I can catch a roll over at like 80 or 81 cents to the short side, we can get into sort of one of those sell it all afternoon or all day long type of plays. But it has to start rolling over at some point. And right now, it's just a little bit too strong. You are seeing a bit of a reversal. And I think even if it breaks higher, we're probably going to get another shot at like 90 cents or at $1. But first look would be if it happens right here, and we can take 80s to the south side, but I wouldn't give up on the idea that maybe we can catch something if it continues to rise. I'll not be going long in this name today. I'm just looking to play the short. It's clear trend reversal here. If it holds below this 50 period, fair enough. Even if it doesn't, I'll probably take a shot at some point in Sun W to the short side. That Sun works, I should say.
Okay, the only position again. Oh, look at CCL, 1451. We can have a look at CCL. Shout out to Jarhead, shout out to Daryl, and all you guys out there looking at these names as well with us. So here we go. CCL to the downside now. It looks like a big move off the open, basing out at 1440 now. It's getting close to 11 o'clock. You'll see Valeria up very, very soon with our European update. We'll check out what's happening over there. But CCL right now at 1450, a possible spot here to look southbound, I would think, now for CCL. It's made a nice little move off the bottom, had some consolidation down here at 40. So I'm not in this trade. We're going to look at it a longer time frame, but CCL looks like it could be a good one here to the downside right now.
I do believe we're getting pretty close. It's like 11 o'clock already. Time is absolutely flying through. We're going to get close, and it is time for our European update. Let's go to Valeria at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a negative territory today. Only Russia not a lot, but up 0.09%. Britain is down 0.88%. Germany is down 0.37%. France is down 0.66%. And Italy is down 0.56%. UK listed BHP Group fell 1.5% as its annual profit fell 4%, missing analyst estimates. That's all with the Europe, and back to traders.
I can tell you for the win here, DTTW, guys. I said I wanted to get a shot at shorting in Sun W. You got to always make sure you got locates on a name like this. It's up 18%. Like a third of a cent we're able to pay for shares of this name, guys. So that's super cheap to be able to get locates. I can't promise for all of you that are watching that you can short a name like this. You got to check with your broker. I know we can. So I'm looking for that rollover. If we break looks like it's like 82 cents or so back to the downside. We can use a high a day. That'll be my first entry point. It's done 3 million shares, so some of these bids, you can basically forget about that. That's not even a lot of size. They're like that 15,000 that you'll see at 81 and 80.60. So that's not going to scare me away from jumping into the short if we get an 82 break on Sun W. I'm going to keep saying that Sun W. Sun works there. We're still flat on SE. Could have taken 70, 80 cents a couple times. Not going to do that. If I'm risking a buck, got to make at least $1 as well on that name.
Yep, exactly. And Sun W, yeah, I'm not trading any penny names, but we'll look at that. We're also waiting for NIO. It does go up to 28, but like I said, I was kind of waiting, like that's a 5 penny win. So the same that we lost on here, we just gave it up and didn't want that win. So we'll wait. This name probably going to flush us out. We'll wait to see on this. It's not going. I don't like to sit in trades for too long. Tesla, though, right back through, I don't know what level you were looking at, Neil, but we're right back through 1900 again here on the 1 minute chart. We ripped all the way to 1920 on one of the first breaks back here of it's right back here of 1900. That was a monster to the upside right there. So on Tesla, let's drop it down to a 3 minute chart. Maybe we get a little more love off that here. We can see what's coming through on that. But what's up, Bren?
A little bio here, guys, moving 7%. SESN bio. Nice technical break on the daily chart there above 110. But there's a rather large bid following this thing up on the level 2. So 115 right now. There's 300,000 shares. 7.5% for SESN, guys.
Definitely add that one to the radar. I don't want to get too far away from one of the names on our watch list, Sorrento. Look, I have the order locked and loaded, ready to go. If in case you're watching, took one shot at a bounce long. I will take another one. I like this play through 1260. If it breaks this consolidation, I think there's a good shot. You get the later move here. A lot of times when you come off and double test at the pre-market high, when you come off that and hold the low, you can catch an afternoon break. And I don't know if it's going to be lunchtime, if it's going to be right now, if it's going to be 1:30, but watch for 1260. That's where my order is, locked and loaded on Sorrento Therapeutics to the upside play. See limited again in the money $1. I'll probably take $1.25 on half of this and maybe run the second half. Running into a bit of resistance around here, guys.
Yeah, I've got that order up here at 1260 as well. Hopefully that'll break, and then we can hammer that one home for you guys on that. So that's a good trade there. JD back to $70 right now, a 70.50, maybe a decent break. Let's go over to JD right now and have a look. 70.50 is this little level that we tried. We are above VWAP here. We did come from that 69 bottom though. So again, look at the futures trying to tick up a little bit here. So these futures, we're back on a 3 minute chart right here. Wow, is this not his busiest day of all time? What's up, Brendan?
Another one, guys, on earnings here. Advanced Auto Parts, AAP, did fill this gap. Nice gap to the upside, 171. We were at 161 at the close yesterday, but they reported this morning earnings were good, got flushed. We're trying to break this 165 back to the upside, though, on Advanced Auto Parts, guys. Good earnings.
Yeah, definitely worth a look there. Thank you, Mr. Willie Man, for the super chat. Random act of kindness. That's what it's all about. I mean, life is about paying it forward. Another way you can do that, I mean, we love super chats. It's a lot of fun, guys. Another way you can pay it forward is do that with your friends or anybody in your personal trading community. If you have it, just let them know about the show. If you like it and you're watching here, you enjoy some of these plays here, going to give you Rackspace again today. Another look here. Look, just pay it forward. Let other people know what you enjoy about this show and share that with any friends or community you might have. Speaking back into Rackspace, you can see this execution here. We talk about this all the time. I had to stop below VWAP to get out of a long trade that I never took when it tried to bounce off of. It was accidental. I should have never had it there in the first place. It actually stopped me short and then would have gone in the money for me like 20, 30 cents. But no, I take it out exactly flat because that's what you do. We do get a bounce on Rack. I'm still looking for a 20 area break, guys. If we catch the break on 20, we're definitely going to go long on Rackspace. I still got that there. We just finally, and we'll go with, I don't know, drop the money here. Another trade here on SC. Dollar winner. I'll look for 2 to 250 on the second half. We're finally through VWAP at 147. But watch for the 20 break on our KT. The break is already in C limited, guys. So we'll take some out of VWAP, like I said, for the buck. And then we're going to look to see if we can test this sort of 149, 150 area. That would give us another $3 win. This time to the upside, however, on C limited.
We take a little bit out here on NEO. So look, I mean, Again, the only losing trade is going to hopefully turn around to be a positive one. We're long at 24. It's at 29. This hit here was out at 17. So that's off of like these 22, 23 cent wins. But here goes NIO again, trying to hit that home run back up to 14.30. Those of you that held that, good on you. We didn't hold enough, obviously, but we did take it down there. Now we'll get some more out here as we go into the upside. NIO, long 24 right now, just taking some out if we can on the upside. Wow, there's a nice little break. 31, 32. We'll keep going higher on this one and see what we can take out. I am sitting at 35 and 38 right now. So a nice little 7-cent win to go here on NIO. So hopefully we can get to 35, 36. If not, then, who knows what we'll be doing next. But right here, it's a good little win for us. Now up that 7 cents. We're going to take some out. We just got some out there. What was that, 32? 31, 32. Now 32s again. I have an order at 35 and 38. Looking for this VWAP break up here. That's 37, guys.
Yeah, I'm still looking at Sun W. Look, I mean, if you want to trade this breakout on the penny stock, fair enough. I'm waiting for a chance to roll over. It does not do that on consolidation off the high, so it doesn't break that bottom, that 82 that I was looking at. I ignored the size and just had the level. It's still going to the upside. I talked about the 50 period here. It is just busting through that 90-cent level. It's all psychological at $1. There's nothing key about that price when you look at the chart. We'll look to see if there is a bit of a seller there. I want to see consolidation, and then I want to see a rollover sort of breaking through the bottom end of any kind of top range you can make, and then I'll jump into the shorts. Like I said, super cheap for us to do it here, guys. So, your break even once you make 1 penny on that trade. I think we can take a heck of a lot more than that. The higher it goes up, the further I think it has the opportunity to fall. I do have my order ready to go in C. We have taken good wins to the short side. Now we're taking a long trade here. Nice little breakout on C Limited. I want 149 as our out. If it breaks, 150.50 at some point, that can be another breakout trade we can file away for later on in the day, guys.
Okay, we're trying to file this away as well. We got Sorrento right now on that long, breaking through 1261. Our long is 1261, but we are looking for it to break through. We've already rinsed a couple of these shares out there to that top side, including getting out basically for flat. 62, 63, when it didn't break, we got some out there. So now we're going to wait to the upside now, 66, 67. Has some 64s here, 65s. We'll see. We're long 61 right now. I don't know if this thing's going to moon anytime soon, so we'll trade that very, very carefully. It hasn't had the big move, so really happy to be into this one so far today. And there it goes, finally. Thank you again for all the love on NIO. We finally bring this one to the long side, a 12-cent winner off of just an 8-cent loser off our original part. We come all the way back here to 34. Wow, we just got out some there at 35, so nice little out there at 35, getting these winners for you. Hopefully it breaks through 35 and we can celebrate this hella long. Before I go to Brampton, I just want to give a big shout out here. Really appreciate Raul for the truth. There's 15. Thank you so much. Mr. Wheelie Man as well. You guys double teaming that. So thank you so much. And also Ace Enzo. What's up, Ace Enzo? My paisan possibly. Brendan, let's go.
Another one here, guys. Energis Corporation, WATT, just popping up. Huge volume coming into this thing as we broke through 375 here. Decent level on the daily chart, but not highs, not recent highs anyways. 420 it needs to get to for that. Yeah, what 13%, 375 here. Still looking for a headline on this, but off to the races for what, guys?
JJ.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a look there. I finally got that Sorrento. I mean, talked about that 1260 level like 3 times, only to not have an order when it finally does break. But still, 1260 break, able to get 63s as it thankfully hung around there for me. We haven't had the breakout yet, a 20 even on RXT. But if Rackspace does want to come back in front of 19, maybe that's a play we can also make. We're in the money, $1.70 on C, but if we don't break that 148 mark, head towards 149, we're not going to take that second half out until we get closer to like a 250, $3 type win, guys.
Man, we are just like cashing out here. Some of these part fills on NIO, man. 35's the big winner. Once again, everything is cash money today. No losers on board here. I guess SRNE could be eventually, but it's at 67. We're long at 61. You see all the cash outs right here. Out 60, right there at VWAP, out 69. 69s. Our best out was 69, yes. So we did get some 69s and some 66s, 65s, so on and so forth, and some 62s and 3s to go. So like I said, we trade with our own share sizes here. When I have too many shares, I just try to dump them all. This is how I trade, guys. 200 executions today. So the big wins are flowing through for sure. Let's see if SRNE wants to take the top off. This is a 3-minute chart, so I don't know. There is some consolidation up here at 1290. If we do that, man, we will be hella slap-shotting these winners through. So that's been a good one for us today. The bangs have been early and they've been often. Not much since then. NIO, though, that's a banger right now for NIO. If I can find it, there it is. Bang, that one out. 14.36 now off a nice, we're long at 23. So there's that 13-cent win that we talked about. Unfortunately, look at this. How unfortunate is this? It doesn't get any worse than this. We get out of half of our position down here at 14.16, costing us hundreds of dollars, but it's a risk that you take when you're a day trader. So there it is. We take that risk, but it does run all the way back up, and we can pop a wheelie like crazy because, yeah, no more losers today, guys. Straight to the upside. Everything's perfect. Kind of like my boy Ryu on Street Fighter. I still issue challenges to anybody out there for Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, anything you guys want. I'm here. NBA Jam as well. Love NBA Jam. That's more of a fun game, less than a strategy, but that's a fun one for sure. NBA Jam, guys.
Yeah, pick a partner. If you get an actual arcade one, I know who my homeboy is with the Magic Quarter. I'd love to play a little bit of that. That brings back some memories. I just want to note here a couple of things on Sunworks here. Look, it's got a heavy short interest. One of the reasons why I'm being very, very picky about this entry point is you are getting a squeeze here. It's like 40% interest. The float is done like a third of its float. So a lot of reasons why it could still run to the upside. Need to see it start to sell off, which it's trying to do here. We're trying to ramp down below this 90-cent range. It did one test before. I'll take a first shot here if 90 can break, but I can't let it go through that high. Right now that's 93. The rollover would have been great if you can catch it at a buck even. It looks like 93 is the level it's trying to go back down below. I'm going to take a short if we can break that, but I got to have a tight stop here, guys. Only risking 3 cents when I think we can certainly get back into like that 83 to 85 range. So first look on Sun was an 82 break. It never happened. Let's look at 90 even now to the downside.
Oh, come on, Ace, or Jay here, sorry. I'll take you up on this. Don't mess with Guile? Oh, man, that's going to be a quick disruption.
Nobody uses Guile.
Jay, you're going to get, okay, I hope, if you live in Toronto, guys, let's come down through. But Guile, I like Guile. What I used to do with Guile was lock the machine. And those of you that know all about that, you'll know about locking the machine with Guile there. So, and yeah, I'll take you any day there. Hey, Valeria, DK with some roses there. So maybe a super chat will buy some roses for there. Sean is good because he yells boom to startle his opponent. Yes, that's exactly what we do. We startle the opponent. We get them all dazed a little bit, and then we drop some uppercuts and everything right on you guys, spinning kicks, whatever you want. You know, pick your poison on that one, but we love some Street Fighter over here. Look, Neo, we getting out on that at 35. I mean, it's right at VWAP. When it was down here, I don't have the rewind anymore on my screen, but we do have cash registers flowing through right now. We did talk about it going back up to VWAP, so should be no surprise there that you see me with multiple outs right at the target spot for you. So there it is. We're giving that to you. Challenge accepted on this. Yeah, you can really pick. Mario Kart? Roki won. Do not get me started. Also, James Bond 007 there for the N64.
We have to lay down some rules for the 007 in terms of which characters you can use. But
no, I don't care. You use whatever character you want.
We'll see about that. Roki One, let us know where you are, Roki One. Maybe we can figure something out. Look, I love the tournament for Mario Kart. It's one of my favorites. I was going to try to find a losing trade. If I hit a loser, I was gonna let you guys know about this.
Yeah, everyone loving this, man.
We'll see what happens. There we go. It's not a loser. Crap. It's a break even on SE here, but it didn't happen. We did just drop a video yesterday about dealing with your losses, but today is another one on our Market Wisdom channel, trading strategies for IPOs. And I know we've been looking at some SPACs. They're also interesting, but the traditional IPO, definitely worth it. We've been looking at CVAC today, had some big wins there. But it's all about expanding your horizons. If you've never traded an IPO, maybe you haven't wanted to dip into the waters, this video could be for you. Dropping on our Market Wisdom channel. Valeria's going to be coming with that link. So make sure you tune in, guys. For now, let's tune into what Brendan has to say.
Another alert here on Redo. We were talking about REDU a little bit earlier. You can see a big volume spike as we took out day highs here once again for REDU. A little one from the education group popping up once again today, guys, on decent volume. So just broke 850 on REDU, guys.
And there we go. We have a new position alert, and it's one of Brendan's specials right here. It's JD.com. So we go long JD right now. Wow. Bye-bye, Neo. Good trade alert on that one. We hold a few for the break through VWAP, and there it goes. So here we go. We're long at 50 right now on JD. We'll see if we get some out in the 60s. A definite possibility there. And I just have to laugh, guys, because someone down here talking about dealing with me with Chun-Li. Yeah, what the next? Oh, here it is right here, Key West. What's next? Zangief? Someone's going to beat me with Zangief? Okay, thank you for the $10. What's your gamer tags? I don't know. I'm old school. I'm going with the full box is what we need here, not a system. But I was more of like a Sega Genesis guy than really Nintendo, but obviously I did have an N64. We're talking about GoldenEye and Mario Kart as well, but I like all the games. So right now, my kid is loving the Switch, so that continues to be popular in our household. And Mario Kart for the Switch is unbelievable, so if any of you have that one, we'll keep pumping Nintendo's tires. NTDOY. We also have those. Look, a lot of you trading on Thinkorswim, sorry about that, but look how easily I can call up the pink sheets here. This is Nintendo stock, and we can trade that 162,000 shares. Check out what this has done. My kid told me, Dad, you got to buy Nintendo. So I actually did. It's in the 40s somewhere. I'll double check the prices right now, but 62 and change Nintendo looking like it wants to break out of the range here. So nice little trade there on Nintendo as we talk. So not only do we entertain you guys with some of the gamer talk, but here we go, showing you the stocks in play today.
And another leg to the NVAX is just getting crushed, guys. It's now SSR through 140. Couldn't break up in that consolidation range. So what I had for resistance and a possible breakout looks like the resistance has held and is getting absolutely crushed. And when you go to the daily, it is worth noting the real support actually came in at like 110. However, you can sort of look towards it, maybe easier on a 3-minute, guys, and we'll go zoom out for you. A little bit easier to see down here a couple of sessions ago. Ignore these wicks, 137, 50 to 60. That's going to be Friday's action. We can watch that for maybe a hold on NVAX. At some point, if it does make a turn, I got to take a shot when it's down. Look, it's 10%, but I mean, from the actual high, you're talking a little bit more than that, about 13 or 14% from the pre-market top. Brennan, what do you got?
Just noticing the Dow, guys, leading the way to the downside for U.S. markets. Here's one leading the Dow, CVX, Chevron, 3.2%, just broke day lows here to the downside through 88. We were looking at this one last week. We were talking a little bit about it because of earnings, but yeah, CVX, also Visa, very weak on the day, guys.
Okay, yes.
Man, this Sun W, guys, just can't seem to go anywhere. Look, to the downside. And again, it has to take out a support level before I'm going to jump into the short. I think that's very important to note here. It is continuing to squeeze the upside. Here comes $1 even, so could be no longer a penny stock, guys. And finally, we're getting a bit of a pullback in Tesla. Look, if you're going to miss the breakout trade, let's see if it can bounce off of VWAP. If you get a bounce, re-entry price, off consolidation is very likely. And I don't want to predict the future because you don't know where the break and what the range is going to end up being. But if it's anything like that, 1896, if you consolidate, hold these levels below VWAP at like 1875 or 80 or so, then get a bounce back up. I think a re-entry around that 96 could be a good one to take you back to that 1920 that we talked about earlier. So we're now in that lunchtime trade on Tesla. I mean, if we get a nice little bounce and consolidation, we'll be all over it. We are in the short position of LODE. I know Brennan talked about this small cap before. I didn't get in till the bottom broke. It finally flushed through that low. It didn't really have much of a reason to get more shares in. I'll start taking it off once we get to that 110 mark. I'm short here at $1.19, so we'll take some off at like 10s and 11s, maybe even some at 12. Why not? Not a bad idea there. Just worth noting, you come back in. This was previous highs at that 110 price. That's why I like it for a bit of an out in front of the pullback. Otherwise, next level down would be $1. That's just psychological level. Some support expected at 80 to 90 cents. But if it goes down there, I mean, I'll be pretty happy either way.
Yep, exactly. And yeah, I'm seeing some love there. Thank you, Valeria, for dropping the link to T3 there. We did see some comments about T3, so hit that link there. There it is. Yeah, Valeria dropped it there to STFFSU, one of our very first members there for sure. So, okay, we can have a look at KSS. That's been a good one for us. Our new position alert, of course, is JD, and that's in at 50. It's just bouncing around here at 60. I think we can get into the 90s, so we'll take a little bit off here as we continue to run up. I'm sitting here in the high 60s. We'll get some out there if it can go, but it's a 10-cent win right now. We're going to see it just keeps on bouncing off 60. I don't know. It's definitely consolidating. So if you look at a 1-minute chart here, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Sometimes the 1 minute tells more of the story, but look, it's just trying to break higher. So we're going to give it back. Here's VWAP 70.34. We'll give it a little bit more than that to the downside, but everything making some money now. Neo, look, this, man, we just struck that one on a destruction side of things there, because look at VWAP, it does bounce back above VWAP, and we are able to get some out 37.38, but right now super light on that one. Yeah, SRNE there. Yeah, we just drop out of that one. For me, it's a flat trade. We go long at 61, out some 69s there. So there you go, 61s, and then drop it at 47. So like I said, I have too many shares to hold on to that. So we drop it down a little bit negative on SRNE. So to claim it's a perfect day would be a lie. We are negative there on SRNE, but there you go. We do take some out like the scalper that we are. Yeah, you got to stay disciplined, and we do that. Get some out at 471. I just wish we would have got more out on that one, but there it is there. A beautiful trade and a nice little out on SRNE. We get it out there and then take it out again. So losing trade, but I like the way it was structured on SRNE, guys.
Yeah, my stop's at 45, just looking at the higher end range. Of course, there is a 25 level below, but I'm looking at that 45. That's my out. I like that consolidation and break of the range. You give it to the bottom end. So you got to have your structure to the trade. And I have it for Sun W, but it just keeps breaking up. So I don't know if we're going to get this one, guys. It's through $1. At some point, it's going to turn around, and that's what I've been looking for. But it's continuing to be parabolic. I did warn you guys about both the float and the heavy share interest here, and it's crossing 6 million shares, which is, I believe, the float amount there. So watch out. If you're short this name, you probably should have already taken it off a long time ago, guys. I need to actually roll over and break another support level. Hasn't even found one that I can get involved with. But Brendan may have another name for us there. What do you got there, buddy?
Recent high flyer here, guys, moving around UAVS. If you remember, UAVS on the NYSE Arc Exchange was halted there briefly on a big spike to the downside. There's a call happening right now. Apparently, the CEO is talking about a major e-commerce partner. They've hinted in the past about their drones being used by Amazon to deliver Amazon packages. So apparently there's hints going on in the call about a major e-commerce partner, but I think everyone already knows who that is. So UAVS, guys, moving around on that.
Yeah, nice to partner with the big dog for sure. So shout out to any UAVS shareholders there. We'll wait to see on what that stock wants to do to the downside. UAVS, sorry, to the upside. I was just noting that JD did make a little bit of a move to the downside, not enough to get us out, but like, look, it just cracks there. This is what I don't understand about this stock. Like, it cracks down and then moves that 20 pennies. It's the same 20 pennies that I'm trying to get to the upside. So we may be on the wrong side of this, which doesn't happen often. So we'll wait to see if this is indeed the case on JD. We're long right now at 53, so it's fine. I'm hoping the crack upside gets us that 20 pennies, and then we can get out of some of that stock as we go. So JD, I still love this name, but we're going to wait to see on the upside there, as it's only a penny in the money for now, waiting for 68s and 69s.
Yeah, I just want to jump back over to RKT. I'm going to go SRNE. I just actually tweeted that one. I'm going to show you about how taking small cuts is the way to go, because losses are going to happen to you. I do still like a 20 break in rack space. It is now coming down to the bottom end of the range. I did like that. You can call it double or triple bottom, either way you want to play it. On a 1 minute, it's going to look a little bit better than it will on a different time frame. I'm actually watching this sort of 1930 to VWAP area. If we can hold this, it'll bounce up. Maybe you give it to those 30s for another play back to that 50s on rack space. Certainly worth the look here. I did take some out of load, as I did mention. I just want to give you an update on some of the targets that I have to the downside there, name. And once again, thank you, Brendan, for this one. We talk about some of the names on our watch list. This one, a late entry that Brennan gave you. It's not just about following the show for the watch list in the morning, which is fantastic, but Brennan's going to come through with some movers and shakers. The small cap recap, this is where I got this name from. It broke the bottom low of the day. It then consolidated a couple of pennies lower for a secondary break. I was already in the short here, but now looking for a 110 break to take a few more shares out, and then a target for the next quarter in front of $1. If it does break $1, I think it has a good shot to get this afternoon. Brennan, what do you got for us?
We haven't talked about this one for quite some time, but U1. Remember that U1, Urban One, and U1K is the other class of shares down big time here. 24.5% for U1 on huge volume. They announced an offering apparently before the open this morning. Missed this one, but U1 on the move downside. If you remember, there was a huge move to the upside. This thing got squeezed all the way to $55. We're back at 7 now for U1, guys.
Yeah, apologies there. If I said RAC, I did mean RKT here, guys. Look, I am looking at both of these names. Rocket Companies was the break that I was looking for. Both of them have very, very similar setups. So it's going to be, look, I can show you what's going on in RAC space. They're both like $19, $20 stocks. They're both in a tight range with top-end breaks, and they're both giving you higher low support. 19 is the case in RAC space, is one I've actually traded, and Rocket, which I have not traded yet today, a little bit stronger, but more of a VWAP bounce type play. So it's got a range opportunity, a break to the upside at that 1950 as well. But these are two separate ideas here. Just make sure you know what the difference. I know it can be confusing. Both Rackspace and Rocket trading in very, very similar prices. So I was talking late this last one about Rocket, not Rackspace. That would be one in front of 1930 with a 1950 break. Rackspace, you're still looking for a 20 yen top break on that one, guys.
All right, yeah, thank you so much for that, Valeria. Okay, we're getting out of some NIO there at the top. Again, look, it does break through VWAP again, and we just continue to get that chicken dinner winners for you today everywhere. So hopefully you're enjoying the show. We had Walmart off the open. We crushed KSS off the open as well, and it's just going to be more of the same tomorrow. So make sure that you join us. A half hour left in the show. Make sure you sign up for the watch list. I mean, that's the big thing that we want you all to do, because we had KSS on that watch list. You know, big short off the open, 21.40. I was loving that. If that break would have happened in the beginning of the show, then I wouldn't even be here right now, because that would have been a monster. I'd still be here, but that would have been a monster trade to the downside there for us. We were locked and loaded, but again, the break does happen early, so we don't have it as my okay, there we go. My keyboard. Those little, you know, those little levers on the back that are trying to hold up your keyboard there. I like to have them open, and sometimes they fold out on me. But okay, KSS making that move back now here. Let's put a 3-minute chart and see if we can't find a spot to go long on KSS. Like down 16%. Look, I know Kohl's is in trouble, but this seems to be a big one here for them. Nice little spots. Maybe 20 is the spot that we look at. We'll be back with a few more ideas on KSS.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get too far away from some of those watch list names. Another one that Brandon came with here is just, I mean, this is like Redo is just you know, continuously pushing to the upside. It's got a nice little sort of 888 sort of fun number top there. So watch out. I mean, there's no real obvious levels now that we've sort of broken through that $8.90 sort of $8 range. But it is worth noting you can have a look at 9 even. I always, at this point in the day, if it's 11 o'clock to 12, that lunchtime trade on a parabolic move up, I'm looking for the turnaround trade, whether you've caught the long or not. The second it makes any kind of a top, I want to roll into the short. I'm still looking at. Wow, I mean, Sun W up here, $1.12, so it hasn't turned at all. I'm looking at this 9 level. We can fail here at 9 on Redo, which hasn't happened. I'll jump into a quick short using the high days and out, but it's got to crack below at least like 860. And right now, not finding any of these consolidations near the high. I mean, the market's trying to get to the upside. A couple of these runners at some point will stop. Whether it's Redo or Sun W, I'll hit the first one that does.
Yeah, I'm like all over this show today, guys. It's been a big one for us here today. Thank you to Valeria for dropping those T3 links in there. We do understand that there's problems at Thinkorswim, so definitely check that out. If you are a U.S. customer, Valeria will drop that in again. Okay, $20.50. Like, I like KSS here, and I did drop it down to 3 minutes, and I wish I could really find something for you. It's not going to be a monster trade there. Oh, but look at Uber. Uber back from the dead right now. We've got to go over to there. We'll take a break here of Uber. A nice little bounce off. Just breaks through VWAP. We were looking for a $30 break. We might have one right here. A $30 break, 30.05. Let's go long Uber, 30.05. See if we can get back up into the 20s. What up, Beep?
Guys, Peloton up 7% today. Just broke day highs, coming back to $70 for PTON. Stifle with a price target increase on this today. There was another analyst saying they increased their position in the company. So big time positivity behind Peloton so far today, guys.
70 not an insignificant level. I mean, that was a sort of a break here. Well, it was not a break. It was a failed break through 68 that turned around on a dime at 70 even if you go back into earlier in July. So if a hold at this price could get interesting for us on Peloton. A breakthrough still, you still have a couple of dollars in range if you want to get a break at 70 and hold it through the all-time high there. I think it's like 74 or so. But if we roll over at 70, which doesn't look like we want to do, I could take a shot at this one. I much prefer shorting in Sun W. I mean, I got to be honest about that. Look, it's basically a penny stock, so I think we're going to definitely prefer that. But let's watch out for Peloton. I don't like to break long. At this point, I will take a shot short in front of 70 as long as it wants to hold and give you some kind of a consolidation. But haven't seen that happen just yet. A load, which we do have, is coming right back in. I want to give you guys an update. I did move my stop down from like this sort of 125 to 130 area. I did have a couple of stops in there for half and half. And now I've moved my stop basically to break even. Look, if it wants to turn around in a dime at 110, we cannot ignore the fact that that was sort of a previous level if you want to look at that on the daily chart. So if it turns around there, I'm not going to ignore it. We'll take out the quarter that we have for profit and then run away from that with a break even on the second, from the rest of the 75% of that position. Otherwise, if it pops up to VWAP, I think there could be another play, maybe at 125 to 30 for a short. So it wouldn't be done necessarily. Just want to walk away from this level break with a win either way at this time of day. It's 11:30. You don't want to turn winning trades into losers. You don't want to throw away your profits over trading. Let's go break even on the rest of this load, at least for now.
Yeah, okay. We're long on Uber here to go. And we're going long on Peloton. So Neil likes to short. That's fine. I'm going to go long here, breaking through 70. So we'll wait to see on Peloton on that one. None of us in position yet, I don't think. Well, I guess you probably are now. Is it just ticking up near 70? Nope. Let's see.
I'm only shorting if it consolidates and rolls over, but I missed Sun W just now.
Okay, Sun W, fine. Okay, Peloton, we're going to go through 70 long and probably give it down here, guys. About $1 worth of risk on Peloton. So it's not the right time of day to go ham, but we'll wait to see on that one. And the same thing with Uber. We take a small long here on that break. Probably give it back to this little consolidation spot. We're so big today that we don't need to worry too much about giving back our profits. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're smart with it all. And we do have a brand new member right here as well. What's up, Sherilyn Young? Thank you so much for becoming a member. Very important to us. We hope that everybody is learning and enjoying the show and asking any kind of questions you want. What's up, Francine? I can see you there. Tesla as well. Daryl, always producing content for us. And Redu, volume 3. Redu? Roku? Redu. Well, let's look at Roku. Redu there soon on that one. But I know Brendan's waiting. What's up, bud?
F-Cell, guys. Fuel Cell, another one we've traded on the show before, just popping up on a scanner here. Breaking day highs, so a big volume spike through $3 here for F-Cell. Was just reading a story about some more competition coming into their space, but very positive on the day. You can see big time volume spike. There was an offer sitting there. You can see we tested it a couple times, so that offer got printed apparently for F-Cell, guys.
Yeah, just finally getting into Sun W. It rolled over, and like I talked about, I had to see it come in and sell. I would have loved to catch this trade through like 108, unable to. It's going to be a bit of an issue because it is short sell restricted. I didn't realize that, of course, which is, that's entirely my fault for not getting that notification sort of through my head. But I do have it now at around $1. If it rolls again, I think we have a good shot to get back to that 92 that we were talking about earlier. Otherwise, we'll give it to like that 104, 105 area to the upside. We do have that one on load. Came back in the money for us, but just to get back to that redo, another breakout to the upside on this name, so no consolidation there. Sun W does come in, we take that one first. Redo, no, not at all, has not found a top. Maybe it's going to be 10 even, but I'm not going to speculate. It's got to start dumping, and then I'll jump into the party.
Oh. Okay, right now we have shares in Peloton, and we just took it out, half of them out there for 20 cents. We'll wait to see no, 20 cents, I don't know, what are we long at? 04, so 16-cent win there on Peloton. We gave that one to you, breaking through 70. A shout out to Brendan for that. So when we do that, I don't think I've slayed Brendan yet today, so there it is. We're gonna chase after him and try to slay him right now. 70-20, there it goes, guys. I talked about this banger for you, and there it is once again. Bang! The nice little punch out right here on Peloton, making some upside moves, and boom! There it is. A nice little win on Peloton. 30 cents. You are welcome for that one. Pants down, not this guy today. Big time trading continues here live on the floors here at Day Trade the World. We are out of half of our Peloton trade. If a little bit more than half now for 20, 30 cents. Like I said, we're the Scout Master here for a reason. So there it is. A nice little in and out there on Peloton. Still have half in case this thing blows, but we do like the long through 70. Just watch out, man. It's up 8% today.
Yeah, and here comes a further rollover in Sun. I got $1.50 here to the short side. It's broken through the buck, I think, through VWAP, and this sort of 93-ish secondary break price is a good little target here. If it wants to give us the breakdown there, we'll take it out and get the nice little win. It's a little bit late, and of course, you catch that rollover. Sometimes you get a fantastic entry point, other times you're going to miss. I want to go back over to, look, C Limited. You got to stick to the names that have been good for you, and very, very narrowly, not the number one stock for me today because we did have great trading on CVAC. But C trying to make a push through this 148. I got my long stop stopped out break even on the second half of my long trade. It was a good short. We made money on the long, but it got stopped out in that second half. I'm going to take another shot here if we can catch like another 148 break. I probably should have taken profit in front of it for $2. I had a $2.50 to $3 target. I told you guys that. That's why the break even on the second half. Let's take another shot here at 148. That's a scalp into our original target, 149.50 or so in front of that 150, guys.
Yeah, I'm seeing all the love, and you guys are welcome for that trade on Peloton. Look, it's what we do. Just come back every day and follow. I mean, today's been monstrous. We didn't have Peloton on our watch list, but definitely a name to watch out for here as Peloton just up to still at 70.20. We're going to hold a little bit backside. We are going to dump the rest here at 69.66 or so if that does go through. Load, I know Neil's on that one right now. Load, I think, is an Amex stock. Yeah, there we go. NYSE American. Come on, chart. You can look at this one. You know, this is a stock that you could trade thousands and thousands of shares with. So if you were able to, yesterday did 200 million shares or something yesterday. Load slowing itself down a little bit today, but $1.20 there, a nice little spot of consolidation looking to go on that one. And oh yeah, by the way, bang, Peloton up to 37s, guys, as we go. We'll dump a little bit of these shares out. Just another 25-cent winner to go here today on Peloton. So we are almost out. Come on, charts again. It's a 3-minute chart, but you can see on the 1 minute, it's just been moving upside. A break of 70. Let's see if we can get some out now in the 30s as that one wants to go for us. Hopefully upside as well. And then Uber. We're still in this one, and it's not doing anything. So we're going to probably wait until it breaks through. VWAP back down here, 29.93. We still got Uber on. No sweat off this guy's brow here with what we're doing. Like, I just took 30 cents on Peloton, right? We can afford to lose 10 here on Uber maximum. So waiting for that to come through. That's your boy Uber for the day.
Yeah, Uber, of course. So we talked about the news there. They're facing a bit of a deadline come Thursday to make a decision whether they take their employees or turn their independent contractors into employees, or maybe go with a franchise model that Brendan mentioned to you guys. I'm going to take a shot here. First shot in Redo. I already have our good friend Sun W, but Redo now trying to consolidate lower in front of like a 965, so 960 to 970 area. I'm going to try and get a short here off, not the high of the day. I'm going to use that lower than 9 3/4. It did bounce off of 10. I think 10 is going to be a key price. It's trying to roll over from there. I said I'd take a shot in both this and in Sun W. Now we've got both of them on here, but just watch out for shorts of these sort of high-flying names. You got to have a stop. You got to have an out, guys.
Okay, everything in the money now for us, huge. So we'll just wait to see. We still have a little, this is not huge. We still do have a little bit of NEO. I'm still thinking we can get back. Maybe we'll get some out if it tests 30s again. It's at 28. We're long at 22s. Big time win there. You can see Peloton. We keep talking about that. It's 11:38 so far today, and it's been this kind of a day for us as the fireworks keep coming. Just check the bottom. You can see the P&L flowing through for Neil and I. It's been a big day here today. And look, my boy JD here. This one went against us very, very small down here to 70.30, but we are waiting for, here we go. This is the breakout that we're waiting for. Let's put this on a 1-minute chart just to give you guys a little bit of a show here. No losing trades today. We're going to see if this is going to be one of them, but now it does not look like it. Where am I waiting, man? 68. So we got to break through, I don't know why. We got to break through 65 here. We're long at 53. 67. Oh my God. You just saw 68 there. We did not get printed, but it should. No, we miss our 68s there, but that's okay. It'll come right back. We literally at 68. Sometimes that happens to you. We were bottom wicks before. It did not let us become top wick. That move stops at 68. We're sitting there, but wrong gateway. So we'll wait to see there when it comes back through. Hopefully we can get some 68s, guys.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes gateway does matter. I think even when you're trading a small cap or a penny stock like this, definitely going to matter as well. You look at the liquidity on Sun W, it's at 11 million shares, but look at some of these bids in, they are evaporating. Remember what we saw a little bit lower, like 150,000 here and 200,000 there? Forget about that. It is starting to come back in. I'm going to just catch a fill there. We'll start things off with a 3-cent win. Our entire target on this trade for at least half of the position, possibly more, is going to be down into VWAP at 93. And I think that's one of the things you got to consider. It's a dollar stock. If you can catch a nice little 5% return on half, we'll be happy with that. Next level down would be if it breaks that original 90-cent level. If we take that out, I'll probably have only 20% left looking for the hero trade to the downside. You got to wait for the rollover, because as much as this worked for me here on Sun W, and we're now profiting from the rollover, we did trade in redo. And if you don't have an out, you take one that loses, you take one that wins. If I don't have a tight stop here, a lot of times it goes parabolic and I'm throwing it all away. So if redo wants to go now, fair enough. I got the winner on in Sun W. More tricky trade in redo. If I have the choice between shorting the penny stock over redo, I'm going to take the penny stock every single time. Here working out. Here's 95 cents already. So quick little 5-cent win. We got half of it out now on redo. So let's slay this dragon if you're a short seller. Sometimes it's just a little bit easier on the penny stocks. Here comes redo. I'm kind of sitting here like a chump because I did have this one as well.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and you can also like this trade here, it doesn't matter. If you go short, we always get questions about shorting and stuff like that. Here's KSS, banger. Look at this one. All the way down here, big time short opportunity on KSS. So that's a good one. Redo a good one as well. Everything making that money for us today. Uber just does fall through there. So there's a long that didn't work. Uber there. And again, I slipped up. I didn't put the order in when I was talking about it. Should have been out 91. That's going to be a 12 penny hit there on Uber. Not much to do with that. And like we said, it was just a ho-hum kind of trade. We weren't really too worried about that one. NEO is back right now to 30, so that's a good level for us to get out of some of that as we go. But here we go. That's the trades we have on. And by the way, I tricked you, JD. I switched my order. I put it to 64 there and was able to get out some at 64. So it didn't hit us at 68. We adjusted our order, and we did talk about order types there. There is a big difference coming through about order types. We do have Scott Bradley coming through on the LSE. They have different order types, turquoise. They have the main market as well. So depending on what gateway or ATS you're looking to use, there's different fees associated with it, and there's also different volumes associated with it as well. So that's happening right now. Peloton still making moves, but we already cashed out of the majority of our Peloton for, once again, another falling money kind of trade. So Peloton was a good one. We took 30 cents on that. We actually had the same amount of shares on Peloton that we did on Uber. So this is a win. We've made money there in the last 20 minutes. What else can you expect? We have NIO on board, JD, and Peloton. So right now, 3 longs looking to get short. We have Scott Bradley coming from the LSE. That should be a great one. One of our favorite guests. Speaks so well, very knowledgeable about everything Europe. So I'm interested to hear about that with Brendan.
Yeah, you're trading Neo here, Sean, and sort of like Neo in the Matrix. If you want to battle and win at any game, and especially in that movie that exemplified it, you have to understand the rules. I know market structure is a very important thing, and getting it from a big hitter is the best way to learn. You're always looking for an edge as a trader. You don't know where you can find it unless you dig. And I think understanding how the tools of your platform work are important. Understanding the way the market works in general is important. Any changes that are coming in any of these markets, and learning some new markets as well. A new trade for me here, I do trade penny stocks as well as some high flyers. You see SE, we've had a little bit of a CVAC as well today. Looking at mid caps like NEO. But I'll trade a penny stock if it gives me an opportunity. Volume good on SunW. I did mention we'd be aggressive in getting most of this out. I said we'd hold about 20% for a break of 90 cents. I'm still about 35% of the position here. Looking for it to tick below that 95 one more time, and then I'll take some more shares out, maybe in front of 92. It's a 101 price right now. Half my shares were at $1. Then I got some shares there, like 99.9. I got some shares there at 101. So overall average price was around $1. We'll see if we can't get an overall return of about 10% on this trade. You don't know where it was going to turn. And yes, I did miss this move to the downside initially. But if you want to have risk reward that makes sense and you want to stick to your rules, you got to be tight with your entries at times. And I did not want to catch a short here at a penny stock, which has a 40% short interest and a low float, unless the sellers had already dumped it. So I waited till the move to start and then jumped in late. Winner either way, guys.
All right, and here we go. Well, more winners on board as well. NEO, JD, and Peloton. We're just waiting for those to come through, and when they do, we'll be all over those ones as we continue to be all the time. We just got some out there at 30 on NIO, so waiting for that one. But yeah, we do have Scott Bradley coming on when he's ready. He'll be on ASAP from the LSE. We just teased it. We wouldn't do that if he wasn't lined up. So there we go. He's coming through. Peloton still waiting for a top side break here of 70.25. If that can come, then I think we can fly high here. Let's check out a quick daily chart on Peloton as we go. 72.50 is the top. Don't know if we get to that, but I think we can break through 71. I've been talking about it now for a couple minutes, and now it's time, guys. Scott Bradley from the LSE with Brendan at the big desk.
Hey guys, yeah, we haven't had him on the show for quite some time, but really happy to have Scott Bradley back with us from the London Stock Exchange, Head of Sales and Business Development for the LSE, and also Turquoise, a gateway over on the European landscape. We're going to give you a little look at some possible opportunities to trade some interlisted names, some North American interlisted names. We've had a big run up in gold recently, so we're going to touch on how we can maybe look at trading some gold opportunities over on the LSE as well. Let's bring in Scott here and say good afternoon, I guess, over in the UK. Scott, great to have you back on the show. It's been a while. I hope you're well and everything is going as best it can, I guess is the best way to phrase it over in the UK at this point. Good to see you, though, and have you back on the show.
Thank you very much, and I'm very pleased to be here. Yeah, it has been a little while, but as you can see, we're still working from home here, slowly starting to make our way back into the office, which is a common theme here in London, and I'm sure the same for you as well. But yeah, absolutely. I think today maybe we could discuss a little bit about that international opportunity and some of that opportunity you've just mentioned there in the commodity space as well. I think when people talk about London Stock Exchange, they think primarily about UK equities. Well, the London Stock Exchange is the most international marketplace. And on that note, let's have a quick recap in terms of the ETP offering that I've talked about in the past. Now, London Stock Exchange offers on exchange somewhere around about 1,800 ETP products, about 1,300, 1,400 of those are ETFs, but we have about 350 ETCs, commodity exchange traded products. And not surprisingly, in July, with gold prices touching that magic $2,000 mark, we have seen extraordinary activity in gold-related ETCs. Now, in July, we saw somewhere in the region of 1.3 billion euros of activity in gold-related activity, of which nearly 500 million, nearly £500 million actually of activity there was in IGLN, physical gold. And that's a 10-12% increase month on month versus what we were seeing in those commodity-related exchange-traded products. So again, really more of a reminder that there is more on the exchange available than when looking to just trade equities. We have that commodity and thematic play available. In fact, 6 of the top 10 ETCs that traded in July had gold-related underlying. Now, the others were related to crude, as you mentioned, and other precious metals such as silver.
Now, Scott, I'll jump in if I can real quick before we go any further. A lot of people joining us possibly for the first time or seeing you for the first time. Let's maybe back up a little bit and just touch on, you mentioned ETPs, you mentioned ETCs. For those unfamiliar with these products that are traded over there in London, maybe just explain exactly what those are.
Certainly. So ETP is the catch-all term, exchange traded product, which encompasses both exchange traded funds, ETFs, and ETCs, exchange traded commodities. So when the underlying relates to an underlying commodity, such as gold, it's an ETC. If it's a fund related, an equity related product, then it will be an ETF. And collectively, they can be thought of as ETPs. So when I say ETPs, a lot of people use the term ETF to cover everything. I guess I'm just using that collective catch-all phrase.
Fantastic, and thank you for that. Now, you mentioned some of the energy space as well, and opportunities possibly to get exposure to not only UK-based energy companies, but some of the bigger ones in the world, including from the US, and also you mentioned Russia as well.
Absolutely. So again, I've talked in the past about our international pillars of trading opportunity, and that really is just a nice little catchphrase to suggest we have different vehicles and mechanisms within our markets in order to get that global trading exposure. So as well as the ETPs I've just talked about, which give you that global underlying exposure opportunity, we also have the international order book. Now, the international order book, or IOB for short, is the world's largest GDR program. So it's a listed market on our main market, which is of global depository receipts. And we have about 130 issuers spanning 30 or so countries that list their DRs, depository receipts, on our market. Now, that's really an important thing to note, because it's under the rules of the London Stock Exchange on a T2 settlement traded in dollars. And what that means is when sometimes the underlying market that you're looking to get exposure to has certain frictional costs or barriers to entry, even it could be a tricky custody ecosystem with difficulties in locating stock, for example, then those products that are listed on London are traded T2 in the internationally renowned UK settlement system. So it gives you that opportunity to get exposure to some of the fastest growing economies in the world. Now, as I said, then we've got 30 or so countries represented, spanning some 27 different time zones, all tradable between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. London time. Now, I would suggest 80% plus of the activity on that market is energy related Russian oil and gas. So last month, in fact, H1 in total, 6 of the top 10 products on the IOB were Russian energy, oil and gas sector stocks, where thematic opportunities come into play. Now, we also have Samsung. A lot of people don't realize South Korea, the GDR for Samsung trades on the London International Order Book. And we also have India's first $150 billion market cap company listed as a DR on our market, Reliance Industries, the petrochemical company. So what that means is it gives you that global thematic opportunity. Let's take a look. You could trade your Russian oil and gas, your petrochemicals in India. You can get exposure to Korea and to Asia, all in one time zone, one opportunity in one market. Now, when you incorporate another segment that I told you about at the back end of last year, the global equity segment. Now, the global equity segment is the admission, so not listing, but the admission for trading of some of the top US listed ADRs of US companies and Chinese companies. So I'm thinking names that would resonate would be Apple, Amazon, Exxon, Alphabet, PayPal, Facebook, Microsoft, these sorts of names, along with Alibaba, PetroChina, with Tencent, Baidu, the internet search company in China. These are the sorts of names that are admitted for trading in London during that 8 to 4:30 time period. But why is that important? And that's just an example. If you go on our website, you can see the full list of about 100 names. But what it means you can do is just think about a thematic trading opportunity. You could trade Apple versus Samsung in London real time. You don't have to wait until the middle of the night in order to trade because of London's time zone positioning. If you are interested in the oil and gas and the energy sector, and look at what happened to commodity prices after the March-April volatility, you could trade the Exxon on global equity segment. You could trade BP in London. You could trade Total in France on Turquoise, our pan-European MTF. You could trade Rosneft, Lukoil, Gazprom, Russian energy and oil sector stocks on the international order book, and PetroChina again on the global equity segment. So you could have a really global thematic trading opportunity in one market, in one time zone through London. And that's something that's not well known at the moment.
Yeah, now when you mentioned some of those bigger names on the tech side of things, the Apples, just for an example, where do we see the most volume maybe in those names listed on the London Exchange? When or where do we see the most volume coming into play on those types of names?
Yeah, well, the global equity segment, where those US tech stocks, for example, are admitted for trading, is a new segment. We launched that at the end of last year. Now, as one might expect, the pandemic, the CV-19 pandemic, has put the dampeners on and the brakes a little bit on our product launch. So the product went live. We're incredibly happy that we have daily activity in trading in all of those securities I've just mentioned. We have market makers, liquidity providers available in those stocks as well. But we are right on the cusp of opening up some more partnerships into Asia with Asia retail brokers and aggregators bringing flow to the market. So really what we're hoping to achieve is a real-time valuation platform for these securities, as opposed to having to wait to trade in a gray market pre-US Open, for example. Now, obviously, when the underlying markets where the majority of the liquidity resides, once those are open and in play, then obviously spreads tighten, activity heightens. But we have seen some really nice examples when there has been corporate news and activity overnight in related sectors. We've seen a bit of trading in related securities. So with Snap, for example, we saw news overnight about Snap, and we saw activity in the stock in the morning in the UK before the US Open. So we are trying to act as that bridge, that conduit, bringing east to west activity together in one place, in one time zone, making the opportunity of that international time zone bridge.
A lot of opportunities that traders might not be aware of that do exist today. It's not just 9:30 to 4 p.m. every day in the Eastern time zone. There are opportunities outside of that as well. Let's touch on, real quick here before we let you go, Scott, let's touch on the close. A liquidity event that a lot of institutional, volume gets traded in, and a lot of people like to take advantage of as far as maybe closing out positions before the end of the day. How has the pandemic specifically maybe influenced some of the volumes that you're seeing around the close?
Yeah, the closing auction in Europe has been a topic of discussion for quite some time. And what we initially saw, and I think I mentioned it in our last conversation, we saw a relative decrease in the activity around the close because people were looking for immediacy of execution. They were looking for the opportunity to trade on the lit markets during continuous trading phases when volatility is high. People were looking to reduce that opportunity cost and risk reduction. Now, as volatility subsided, as market volumes have also decreased, pan-European consolidated total volumes in July were about 59 billion euros average daily value traded, which is down 26% month on month. So we are having a depressed volume period at the moment, holiday period in the summertime, but the closing auctions still account for over 22% pan-European across the markets. Now, what that's meant is that venues and trading firms have been looking for alternatives to the close. Now, alternatives, I use that word carefully because the one thing that is becoming very apparent is investors do not want more fragmentation around the close. the price formation, robust price formation process that occurs at the closing auction is a very strong one. And it is one that is being, in fact, a number of markets globally are starting to look at how we operate that closing auction process and the mechanisms we use for that, because it is a well-revered, robust price formation process, acting as that pivotal reference price for investors. But people are looking at alternative ways of finding liquidity around the close. So the European landscape, there are about 10 close alternatives. About 8 of them are run by primary exchanges, so they tend to be more domestically focused. They tend to be a 5 to 10 minute trade at last period, where there is an opportunity to try and mop up any spare liquidity that is still on the pad. But volumes in those are very light. And then there are 1 or 2 alternatives that are out there from MTFs, which are looking to try and bring a pan-European close alternative to market using various different mechanisms. But total volumes are only about 2.5% of all the closing activity in Europe happening through these alternatives. But, and there's a big but, in September, we should see the launch of the Turquoise Plato trade at last, which will be the first time that a dark, undisclosed block trading opportunity to find liquidity at the closing price that has been set by the underlying primary market will come to market. And that will allow investors an opportunity to go searching for liquidity as opposed to reacting to liquidity. And that should be out in September on a pan-European basis. And so we're very excited about the uptake for that. But it doesn't interfere with the primary uncross.
And a great opportunity, as you mentioned, possible opportunity anyways, to come with that development. So Scott, great information as always. I hope you'll come back and give us an update in September, possibly, when that new dark market is launched.
Great, thank you very much.
Scott Bradley, Head of Sales and Business Development for the London Stock Exchange. Always a pleasure, sir. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Guys, back over to you.
Thanks a lot there, Brennan. It's a couple of developments here. Of course, we're at the end of the show, so I'll just let you know that I'm almost all out of our good trade over there in Sun Devil. We talked about the rollover. It has not yet broken 90 cents, but like I mentioned, we're going to hold for some on that break. We have a 101 short, so a nice retracement win on that name. Load, basically doing nothing. We've already taken some off for a win there, but hasn't broken my stop. Some of you guys saw Rocket. We did clarify the difference between the breakouts, 1950 on Rocket and, of course, Rackspace. So good luck for those of you that held through. Just broke back down below 20, so a lot of action there. Before we get things to our what is sort of a muted earnings board, I don't know, Sean, if we didn't do the fruit salad today.
I don't have the fruit salad.
Oh, we don't have it today.
Cup. We're glad to raise the cup. Whoa, we're glad to raise the cup again, as I have some notes in here. It's been a big day for us, Hydration Nation. You guys see everything. We just took out JD for more wins, so we'll raise the cup. Thank you to my man for making this for me. It's been a big day once again for us. Thank you to Scott Bradley for coming through. Thank you to Valeria for dropping all those links. And thank you also to my man, Randy, filling in for Lucas there on the board. What's up, my friend? He'll be back. And I want to thank Neil as well for a good day. And then Brendan, a big day as well.
Yeah, I think we have a good earnings board. I kind of, yesterday, I'm sort of embarrassed to have said, because I can see the board up here, and I talked about lows coming off of what today is going to be Walmart, and I think a bit of a story with just Walmart and Home Depot. But there was another big one that is going to be on our earnings board, and it's really just a couple of names here. We talked about Target as well. I just want to let you guys know, in terms of, we talked about Rocket there just for a quick second. It did make a parabolic move to the upside. Now, coming back in rather heavily, I would watch that 1950 breakout price if you want to see it. But a parabolic move, maybe not done overall, but it's worth keeping things in mind. I'll go back to a more reasonable chart here, looking at the 3. Just watch yesterday's price action. If you go back here, that breakout price was a double top 1960 for 2 days in a row, so it could be some significance on the way back in, not just today's action, but watch out yesterday's top at 1960. If it pulls back there, it could run into some support. I don't know if we have the earnings board, but when you guys let me know, we can jump towards that to wrap things up, guys. But if we're just going to go to the end, okay, we're not going to have the earnings board. I did mention to you guys, of course, both Lowe's and Target coming up. Those are big ones to watch out. We need to get what national day is before we get out of here. Making me hungry. Valeria.
Hey guys, thank you very much for another great day together. Welcome all the new members and all the new subscribers. Guys, you are our main motivation and thank you for being with us. We are just 50 likes away from reaching 1,000 likes, so please guys, if you didn't like this video, just spend 1 second, hit the like, and I'll break dance for you in animation. And go watch our next educational video and write in the comments what would you also want us to make. And happy Fajita Day, everyone!
Ooh, we love fajitas for sure. Before chicken. Good. You can throw some tofu into that as well if you did want. But Valeria's dancing, so that only means
yes, sir.
A few things. One is 50,000 likes, and we've already had that, so we don't have to worry. But that's 50,000 subscribers, sorry. That is now 1,000 likes. Thank you so much to everybody for the show today. It's been a fantastic one.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it here, guys. Gotta wrap it up here. Valeria doing the dance. Maybe we can do one for real when we get to 100,000. Let's drop the heart. There we go with the Bieber heart. Sean giving all of the love as well and getting hydrated. It's been a big winter day so far. I look forward to potentially this tournament that we're talking about when it comes to Mario Kart. I love that game. Brendan, thank you as always for the news, and I think a fantastic segment there to learn a little bit about the LSC and what they offer there with Scott Bradley. As always, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trade TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys.